What's up, Chaos Shinobi here. This is What If Naruto Was Neglected Lightning Dragon. Summary: Naruto's sister gains the power of the Kyubbi. Naruto gains the power of the Jubbi. He is neglected all his life. He grows up to be better than his sister as the Electric Dragon of Konoha. Chapter 1: Silence. Fires spreading about. Alarms in Konoha going off. Ninjas rushing to defend their home against the mighty Kyubbi. These were the thoughts that went through the Yondaime Hokage's mind as he prepared for battle. He gathered his things and his daughter. Newly born and taken from his wife, Kushina Uzumaki, Natsume was about to experience a night that she would never forget. Hokage's office. "You ready, Minato?" asked the Yondaime's sensei, Jiraiya, as he stood in the doorway. "Almost, sensei. I just need to release all my chakra seals so that I'll be able to perform the Shikifuin." What Minato didn't see was the Sandaime Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, sneak up behind him and deliver a devastating chop to his neck. "Sorry, Minato, but you have a life ahead of you. In addition, your daughter will need you more than ever now that Kyubbi will be sealed into your daughter," spoke Sarutobi as he caught a falling Minato. With those words he took baby Natsume and whisked her to the battle of the Kyubbi battlefield. Summoning jutsu was heard with a puff smoke following close behind it. Out of the smoke came the summons of the Sandaime Hokage and his student Jiraiya of the Sannin. "Why have you summoned me here, you little bra?" Mad Game Abunda ground out with a puff of smoke coming out of his nostrils. "I concur with Bunta. Sarutobi, why are we facing one of the 9 demons of hell?" "I am sorry, Bunta, but we need your help so that we can seal the Kyubbi away into Natsume. To do that, however, Sarutobi will be sacrificing all of his life force to do it," replied a terrified Jiraiya as he had no wish to go against Bunta. "Very well, we shall help you with this task. But Jiraiya, make sure that Natsume becomes my summoner." "I too will help," stated Enma the Monkey King, "but I want Naruto, the oldest, to be my summoner. I'm gonna need someone new," with Sarutobi deciding to go out of the business. "Get ready, guys, here he comes." With a roar, the great Kyubbi restarted its rampage. However, fortunately for Konoha, the Kyubbi was held down by Enma and Bunta. Meanwhile, Sarutobi performed the Shikifuin. With his last breath he told Jiraiya that he wanted Minato and Kushina to treat Naruto the same as they would treat Natsume. "Hi, sensei. I will make sure to give this message to Minato. He will treat Naruto the same as they treat Natsume." Hokage's office. "Damn you, Jiraiya-sensei. I was supposed to make the sacrifice," Minato yelled in frustration when Jiraiya came back to tell him that the Sandaime Hokage had made the sacrifice instead. "Well, this is as good a time as any," Minato thought as he took Natsume to the crowds of Konoha with Kushina at his side. "People of Konoha, I give you my daughter, savior of this village from the foul entity known as the Kyubbi." Cheers erupted from the people of Konoha. Shouts of Yondaime and Natsume echoed from below. Unknown to Minato and Kushina, a rift in time opened up right above Naruto's crib. Suddenly, a black dragon-like chakra entity escaped from the hole and sealed itself in Naruto, making him the Jinchuriki of the Jubbi. Elsewhere in heaven, Kami was bestowing the powers of the Zanpakuto upon Naruto. He would grow up to become the best shinobi Konoha has ever seen. He would be even better than his father and sister. This is the story of the Electric Dragon of Konoha. The years in between. Vertical bar Naruto at 8 years. Vertical bar. "Come on, Naruto, Natsume, we're going to the park." "Hey Kasan, when you train Natsume, can you train me as well?" "Sorry Naruto-chan, but you don't need any training. You can start at the academy. Natsume needs to learn to control the chakra of the Kyubbi." That's okay, Kasan. I think that I won't go to the park. I need to go do some studying. Later, Kasan. I'll come by later on. "Okay, Naruto. We'll see you later." With that, she left to take Natsume to the park. However, Natsume stayed behind to say something to Naruto. "See, big brother, I am better than you. They want me more than they want you. You are nothing. They wouldn't care if you went and died in a hole tomorrow. If you truly believe that, sister, then we are no longer fit to call ourselves family anymore. However, I will surpass you someday. Remember that well, sister. Soon you will wish that you had me as an ally. I will make sure that you regret this." Vertical bar time skip 2 weeks. Location, Training Ground 7. Vertical bar. Silence. A leaf blows in the wind, then suddenly bam! The sound breaks the silence. Naruto flies through the air working on combining the taijutsu styles of his parents. The Electric Dragon Striker. He created this taijutsu style by combining his mother's Dragon Death Striker style and his father's Electric Wind Striker style. The style was one that combined and utilized speed, agility, and unpredictably solid strikes. He was flying through the air trying to cut through a leaf with only his body strength. There was no chakra or elemental manipulation behind each strike. Only pure taijutsu. Ever since he was told that he would never receive any extra training, Naruto decided to work his ass off to make sure that he would be able to keep up with Natsume when he entered the academy. But as the day neared its end he decided to take a break. I think I'll go to the park for a break. I wonder if I'll meet any new friends. With that he started his run towards the park. As soon as he reached there, he saw 3 families already there. The Nara clan, the Akimichi clan and the Yamanaka clan. As he walked up to the park, he saw 3 kids playing with each other. The first kid was a big-boned, or fat as some other people call him, kid with red hair. He also looked very chubby. The next one was a short kid with a ponytail. All he was doing was sitting there watching the clouds while muttering under his breath when the big-boned kid told him that he needs to stop being lazy. In this fic Kuji is a big brother figure to Shikamaru. The last one was a girlie with light blonde hair and light blue eyes. He walked up to them and said, "Hello. My name is Naruto. May I be allowed to play with you?" The 3 kids just looked at him weirdly. "Why do you speak so formal? It's not like we're going to be mad at you if we don't speak formally. By the way, my name's Ino. Ino Yamanaka. The big-boned kid is Kuji. The lazy bum is Shikamaru. Do you have any parents?" replied Ino. "Yeah. I do have parents. But they're usually not around, especially my Tosan. He's usually helping my younger sister or at work. I only see my Kasan during mealtimes. The only family member I see constantly is my brat of a sister. Though I wonder if we are even related at all." "Why is that, Naruto-san?" asked Kuji. "Please call me Naruto. I don't like formalities. The reason I don't like my sister is because she is always saying that I'm not good enough. That I could go die and my parents wouldn't care. I just hope she is wrong," responded Naruto. "Kuji, Ino, Shikamaru. Time to go," yelled Choso Akimichi, father of Kuji. "Coming," the 3 kids yelled back. "Well, see you later. It was fun talking to you," Naruto said with a smile. Ino was about to leave when she stopped to ask a question. "Wait. You never told us your full name." "Oh. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze." With that he turned and ran away. Ino stood there in shock. This Naruto person was the son of the Hokage. Yet he was mistreated by his own family. His family members didn't even care to make time for their oldest son. She wondered what kind of family could do that as she ran to her father to go home. At that moment her father decided to ask Ino about the boy she was talking to. "So Ino, who was that boy you were talking to?" asked Inoiki. "Oh, that was Naruto. He asked us if he could play with us, but when I asked if he had a family he told us a really sad story." "Really, honey? What was it?" "Oh, nothing much, just the fact that he is neglected by his own family and abused by his sister. When I say abused, I mean the fact that she says that he could die the next day, and his parents wouldn't even care." "I see. Did he tell you his last name? I'll see if I can help his situation." "That might be a problem because of who his family is, Tosan." "Really? I doubt it." "Well, could you do anything about it if he's the neglected son of the Hokage?" "Did you just say the son of the Hokage?" asked Inoiki as his eyes widened by about an inch. "Yeah, Dad, I did. He says that he doesn't see the Hokage much because he's either too busy with work or he's spending time with his daughter. But he seemed kind of happy when he said that. I don't think that he likes his family that much. I don't know why he would be happy that they left him alone though. I would think that he's sad that they left him." "Well, honey, only time will tell. For right now, let's go home before your mother butchers me about being late." Vertical bar location, Hokage's mansion. Vertical bar. It was 6:30 when Naruto returned home. The first thing that he saw was his family glaring at him. "What did I do?" Naruto yelled after a minute of them glaring at him non-stop. "What's wrong, you ask?" His father replied, "What's wrong is that you've been gone every day for a whole 2 weeks. I want to know where you have been going. And what you were doing today." "Well, I was at the park this evening. As for where I've been going, that's none of your concern." "Why?" "Because you haven't given a damn about me before. So why should you now? I'm going to my room." With that he ran up to his room. Vertical bar. Naruto's room. Vertical bar. "I wish I had a special power like Natsume so that they would give me attention." "But you do have a special power. You just need to find it," said a voice as Naruto fell asleep. It was a dark room in which Naruto appeared. There was a few candles but they did not burn brightly. You could hear the water dripping like it was on loudspeaker. The room was darker than midnight. It was as cold as it is on a dark winter night. But at the back of the room there was a very large and tall cage. But there was nothing that could be seen in it until a loud roar started coming from the cage. "Roar, who's there? I am warning you. I can defeat you in this mindscape since I am the master of my mind." "Ha ha ha ha. You are very funny for a human. You think that you can defeat me just because this is your mind. Well, sorry to burst your bubble, that isn't true. Well then at least show yourself so that I can see who it is that can defeat me in my own mind. For you to be able to do that is a great feat. A truly great feat it is indeed. Very well, human, I will grace you with my presence. I am the Jubbi, the 10-tailed dragon. Yes, it's true that the 9-tailed beasts are a deviation of me. But what? Then how are you a 10-tailed beast? I thought you were defeated at the beginning of the ninjas. You were defeated by the savior of this world. You were split into 9 separate entities. You were sealed and not the first ninja. Your Jinchuriki was the Rikudo Sennin. Indeed. That all happened in this timeline. What do you mean this timeline? I am from a different dimension in which I had not battled Yami. However, to prevent myself from fighting him, I ripped a hole in the space-time vortex to find an appropriate host for me. Then I found you. You were the perfect host because you would have to endure the hardships of being neglected by your pitiful excuses for parents and being beaten up by that ugly whore you call a sister. However, Yami and Kami in their all-powerful wisdom decided to bestow upon you some very powerful gifts. I can tell you what Yami gave you, but not what Kami gave you. I would tell you, but Kami has forbidden it, unlike Yami. Yami has given you the ability to manifest a sword that will represent your soul. Once you do that, you will be able to do techniques called Kido. In this there are many categories. There are Kido, otherwise known as demon spells. There are Hado, which are destructive spells, and Rikudo, which are defensive spells. Next there are 2 levels to which you can advance to. There is Shikai, which is like a bonding stage and will make you 3 to 4 times more powerful. After this is Bankai. Bankai is so powerful that it will make you 5 to 10 times more powerful than when you were in your Shikai form. Oh, and speak of the devil. Here comes the manifestation of your soul. Well, I'll leave you 2 to chat. Johnny. As soon as the Jubbi said this, he disappeared into thin air. But a dragon-like creature approached. However, this dragon did not look like it had any flesh or bones. In fact, it looked like it was made up of arcs of electricity running up and down its body. Regardless though of the fact that it was not a solid creature, it looked as wise as Kami Herlef. Hello, young warrior. My name is. Can you hear me? Sorry, but could you run that by me again? I wasn't able to catch it. It sounded like Rariki or something. Young warrior. That is indeed my name. I, Rariki, hereby grant you, Naruto, the ability to use my powers so long that your heart stays good and true. But before we finalize the usage of my powers, I have a question. What do you fight for? I don't know what to fight for. I don't have anyone who I even remotely care about. Maybe if I had someone close to me I would fight to protect them. But right now, I don't think I can fight for someone else if I don't care for them. I mean, my sister always berates me on how horrible brother I am. She says that I should give everything I own to her. Well, Naruto, you passed my test, yet you didn't. You passed because you knew what you should fight for. You didn't pass the test because right now, you don't have anything to fight for. Oh. Okay. Hey, can I get to know you better? I haven't had an easy time trusting people, but you seem alright. You and Jubbi sound alright. Can I get to know you before I decide to trust you? Yes, you can. I would have a hard time trusting people if I had to experience what you went through. Well, I think I am about to wake up because of this pull I am feeling at my feet. Later, Jubbi, Rariki. See you later. With that, Naruto disappeared from his mindscape. He woke up to see a sword in his lap and a tattoo of a dragon surrounded by 10 tails on his right shoulder. He grabbed the sword, strapped it to his back and left to go continue his practice on his new style, as well as start on a kenjutsu style. But as soon as he got downstairs, he immediately regretted coming down. His so-called family was waiting downstairs looking at him expectantly. What the heck do you want? I am just going to go out for the day. It's not like you care about what I do. After all, you neglected me and ignored me. You just want me back into your life because you've realized how empty your new life is without me in it. Face it. You cast me aside and you aren't getting me back. Besides, I don't want anything to do with the Ondaime Hokage of Konoha. The only Hokage that passed away in the past 20 years that I respect is the Sandaime Hokage. He was probably thinking that you wouldn't neglect me. But you've disregarded his last wish. The one that Jiraiya of the bumbling trio of idiots decided to omit. He said, "Don't you dare disrespect Jiraiya-sensei. He was an honorable person. He would never omit any of the words that Sandaime-sama told him that night," yelled Minato as he defended the honor of his sensei. Well then, Tosan. Let's have him tell us. Ask him if he accidentally omitted something that the Sandaime said on his deathbed. Call him now. As soon as Naruto spat out the words, a cloud of smoke appeared. Out of the smoke came the words of a wise sage. Not. The great sage Jiraiya of Mount Myaboku arrives. Let all the ladies swoon as he basks in the glory. I am, shouted Jiraiya, announcing his arrival until Naruto punched him in the gut. Cut the crap, you old geezer. I want to know if the Sun Daime said anything concerning me the night he sealed the Kyubbi into Natsumoi, shouted an annoyed Naruto. Well, he said that he wanted you to be the next summoner of the monkeys and also that you shouldn't have been treated any differently than Natsumoi is. Why? Ha. I told you, Tosan. I was right. The great bumbling sage Jiraiya did indeed omit a detail from his report of the night that the Sun Daime, Naruto yelled, grinning when Jiraiya admitted that he didn't include all the details of the Sun Daime's wish. Well, I'm going to be gone for the rest of the day, like I usually am. Later, you fools. With that, he took off out the door, leaving a stunned group of adults and an angry sister behind him. As he ran to his training ground, he wondered what kind of kenjutsu style he would be using. However, when he got to training ground 7, he was shocked. Standing before him was Kyubi, Ino, and Shikamaru. It seems that he left a bigger impression than he thought. Hey guys! What are you doing here? We could ask you the same thing, Naruto. Why would you come out to a training ground and do shinobi stuff while other kids your age just goof around and play fake ninja games? Asked Ino's father. Well, I do this to get stronger than my sister. I want to prove to my parents that I can be a someone too. I want to show them that I am good enough to be worthy of their attention. I hope that someday I will be able to step out of the shadow of my parents and sister. This last statement left everyone confused. What did your sister do that makes her better than you, Naruto? Inquired Kyubi. Well, she only is the container of the Kyubbi, the nine-tailed demon fox. Of course the fame of being a savior got to her head. She no longer is kind. She is always mean. But I don't care. So long as I am able to surpass her and my parents, responded Naruto with a face-splitting grin. Well, how you do plan on doing that without any help? We could help you, Naruto, responded Choza. Thank you for offering to help, but I already got some helpers in line. I am just waiting for them to arrive in Konoha. Now could you leave please? I really must start my taijutsu practice. But if you want to watch, just step off to the side. When he said that, everyone stepped off to the side. It seemed that they were interested in what a kid of age 8 could do. Suddenly Naruto started jumping off trees while at the same time punching the trees, which caused the leaves on the tree to fall towards the ground. But the leaves never reached the ground because Naruto would always cut the leaf into two with his godly taijutsu skills. As soon as he landed though, he took out his sword and just did what felt right to him. Suddenly, after what seemed like only 5 minutes, but was actually 6 hours, he finished his taijutsu/kenjutsu practice and noticed the crowd watching his practice. Ino, Kyubi, and Shikamaru were wide-eyed while Inoki, Choza, and Shikaku had fainted. Well, Naruto, it seems that you will indeed catch up to your sister with the way you are practicing. We have to go home as it is getting late. Goodbye, Naruto. Bye, Shikaku-san. I hope to see you at the academy sometime. After all, it starts next week. I have to get home. Well, see you later, replied Naruto before he ran home. But as soon as he got home, he got a huge surprise. Sitting there, waiting for him was his sister. Big brother, you are going to tell me what exactly you are doing. You are also going to tell me where exactly you've been going. You're going to tell me right now or there is going to be some major trouble between you and me. No, I don't think I will tell you what I've been doing. You're not worthy of knowing. No one in this family is worthy of the information. You, however, will never know what it is like to be neglected, then have your family want information on what you are doing. So you can just go sod off, spat an angry Naruto. With that he went to his room so that he could have money to buy dinner. He then left to go to Ichiraku's ramen stand. As soon as he got there he was greeted by Ayame. Hello Ayame-ne-san. Can I have a pork and beef ramen? Sure Naruto. I'll have that out in a second. As he waited for the ramen, Ayame talked with Naruto. So Naruto, when are you starting the academy? Do you know anyone who's going to the academy with you? Oh yes, I know some kids who are going to be attending the academy with me starting next week. Their names are Ino, Kyubi, and Shikamaru. So how has your name been, Ayame-ne-san? Well, that's very good. I'm sure that you will be a very good ninja. I have had a very good day. The ramen I've sold today is 20 beef, 26 pork, 13 miso, 12 vegetable, and 21 chicken. So I think that I have had a really great day because of all the ramen I've sold today. How was your day, Naruto? My day was very good, Ayame-ne-san. I was able to play with Kyubi, Ino, and Shikamaru. I also got to practice my new taijutsu style as well as learning a kenjutsu style. Beep. The ramen was ready. Well Naruto, you better eat up. You don't want to be malnourished for your taijutsu/kenjutsu practice tomorrow, now do you? With that she left Naruto to devour the ramen like a wild beast that has been starved for a year. As soon as he finished, Naruto paid for his ramen and went home to prepare for his day. That night, Naruto visited Jubbi and Rariki. Vertical bar location, Naruto's mindscape vertical bar. "Hey Jubbi, Rariki," yelled Naruto as he appeared in his mindscape in front of Jubbi and Rariki. "Hello Naruto. We decided that tonight we would tell each other about ourselves. I have volunteered to go first. I am Jubbi. I like training to protect those precious to me and eating dango. My hobbies are playing pranks and causing mischief. My dislikes are those who think that they are those who kill just because they can. My dream is to make sure that you become a great ninja." Your turn Rariki. "My name is Rariki. I like protecting those who can't protect others. My hobbies is pranks. My dislikes are those who want to hurt others. My dream is protect all who can't protect themselves. Now you go Naruto." "My name is Naruto. I like training and eating all kinds of ramen. My hobbies are reading, practicing my new taijutsu style as well as taking care of my new sword. My dream is to become the best ninja that I can possibly become. So can you guys teach me any jutsu? I haven't really taken time to learn any jutsu yet. I've just been working on my taijutsu and kenjutsu. So can you please teach me a jutsu?" yelled Naruto exuberantly. "Ha ha ha ha. You are very funny when you are excited. I will teach you a jutsu that only you will be able to use because of the fact that I am your Zanpakuto. But I won't teach it to you today. Today we are going to go meet some very special people. I won't spoil the surprise though. They should arrive in about 3 minutes. About 2.5 minutes later, 2 women appeared in a bright light. The first had long blonde hair. To Naruto she looked like an angel in human form. She had a very tall and athletic build that was complemented by her charming smile. The second woman had long silver hair. To Naruto, she looked like a pretty devil in human form. Like the other woman, she had a very athletic build and had a pretty good height that was complemented by a sadistic smile. "Hello Naruto-kun. We are the gods of this world. I am Yami while the one who looks like she wants to coddle you like a mother is Kami," stated Yami while Kami blushed at the statement. "Well Naruto-kun, what do you like to do and what do you wish for?" asked Kami. "Well I like eating ramen and training. But I wish for a loving family that will not neglect me or abuse me, then want all information on what I do once I leave their lives. But I don't think you can give me that without erasing who they are right now. Besides I don't like my biological family anymore. They are just a bunch jerks who need to know when to stay out of other people's business." "Well Naruto," spoke Jubbi, "we can give you a new family. But the family structure would be kind of weird. Kami and I have been talking about this because we knew that's what you probably were going to ask. Well I would be the dad and Kami would be the mom because we both want to the best for you. Rariki and Yami are going to be your siblings. This is because they like you, are prone to cause chaos and trouble." Happy beginning of Naruto's family. As soon as he said that, Naruto ran to Kami and cried into her arms while saying thank you over and over again. "Well Naruto, I think it's time for you to wake up. You'll have to train today." Vertical bar time skip next week. First day of academy vertical bar. As Naruto entered the academy he saw the 2 people he did not want to meet. Natsume and Sasuke were arguing who was better at ninjutsu. "I am better since I know how to do 5 fire style jutsu, Natsume." "No you aren't." "True, you know more jutsus than I do, but mine are more destructive jutsu," responded Natsume with an arrogant smirk. "Well, I bet I could beat either of you in a pure taijutsu match at any time," came an unknown voice from behind them. They turned around to see Naruto standing there with a smirk gracing his features. "Oh really big brother? Why is that? You've never had any training in any of the ninja fields." "I know because Tosan and Kasan only spend time with you during meal times," yelled Natsume in anger. "True. I didn't practice at all with Kasan or Tosan. But that doesn't mean that I never practiced. I worked on taijutsu on my own. After all, who did I have to come to get help?" "You didn't have anyone to help you because you were a lost cause you idiot. I wonder why your parents are even letting you come to the academy. You would only embarrass your family you loser," said Sasuke with a smirk. "We'll see. I had best be going. I need to say hello to someone." With that he crossed the classroom to say hello to Kyubi, Ino, and Shikamaru. But before he could say anything to them, an instructor came in and told them to take their seats. As soon as he was in his seat, the teacher began speaking. "Okay everyone listen up. My name is Iruka-sensei and I will be teaching for the next 4 years until you become ninja. Let's begin." Iruka looked around at all of his graduating students. He saw Naruto in the corner sleeping with Shikamaru while Choji chomped away at his chips. Their teamwork together was impeccable. There was Sasuke and Natsume with their egotistical and arrogant attitudes. There was Kiba who always tried to impress the girls, but when it came time to work, he could defeat almost anyone in taijutsu. Then there was Hinata and Ino. They probably were the best kunoichi that has come out of the academy save Natsume. Then there was Shino and his quiet, yet wise ways. Well, started Iruka, I congratulate you all on becoming ninja of Konoha. But don't forget you are only Jinan. The teams this year have been chosen based on the teamwork you have displayed during your time in the academy. Team 7 will be Uzumaki Namikaze Natsume, Uchiha Sasuke, and Inuzuka Kiba led by Hatake Kakashi. Iruka waited for a reaction, but there wasn't any other than Kiba smirking. Akamaru just barked, so Iruka continued. Team 8 will be Hyuga Hinata, Yamanaka Ino, and Iburum Shino led by Yuhi Kurenai. Ino and Hinata cheered and high-fived each other. Shino merely nodded in their direction. Team 10 will be Narushikamaru, Akimichi Ichoji, and Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto led by Gekko Hayate. Naruto and Shikamaru merely woke up and nodded. Choji just started to chomp at his chips even more furiously. Well, finished Hiruka, you'll all have stay here, and wait for your instructors. They'll be here in about, oh wait a minute, they're here now. Good luck on your ninja journey. With that, 2 jounin came into the room. One was a swordsman with a regular jounin uniform. The other was a red-eyed jounin. She wore strips of red and white cloth. Team 10 with me, spoke the swordsman, meet me on the roof. With that, the swordsman disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Oh yeah, cheered Naruto as he and his teammates walked up to the roof, we got a freaking bloody swordsman. We got the best instructor. Team 8, you are with me, spoke the red-eyed lady, meet me at the swing outside of the academy. Oh, and Team 7, you'll be waiting here for a couple of hours because Kakashi has a tendency to be 2 to 3 hours late to everything. With that, she too disappeared in a cloud of smoke leaving a furious Team 7. Vertical bar on the rooftop. Vertical bar. Okay team, tell me about yourself. I'll go first. My name is Gekko Hayate. My likes are my girlfriend Uzuki Iwago and sushi. My hobbies are perfecting my sword skills. My dislikes are when people diss sword fighting and when my sword gets messed up. Okay you lazy bum, it's your turn. Troublesome. My name is Narushikamaru. I like doing nothing. My hobbies are staring at clouds. My dislikes are doing work. Go Choji while I take a nap. Munch. Munch. My name is Akimichi Ichoji. I like protecting my friends and attempting to out-eat Naruto. My hobbies are eating chips. My dislikes are people who call me fat. Go Naruto. Huh? Oh my turn, right? My name is Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto. I like taking care of my sword and out-eating Choji in food contests. My hobbies are pulling pranks on Natsume and Sasuke of the arrogant clan. My dislikes are my family, especially my fucking sister. Hayate's eyes widened at this statement. Who could not like their own family? Well, said Hayate after getting over his shock, we have a survival exercise tomorrow morning starting at 6 o'clock in the morning at Training Ground 10. Don't be late or you'll be doing 20 laps around Konoha with Mitogai as punishment. The fact that they would be running 20 laps around Konoha sent fear into Team Hayate's mind. They all nodded. Naruto went to their team training ground to train, while Choji and Shikamaru went home to rest. Vertical bar Hokage's mansion, 6 o'clock p.m. Vertical bar, bam. That was the sound that Naruto made as he marched into the Hokage mansion. Kushina came running out of the family room to see her son marching towards the kitchen. Naruto, what's wrong? Are you upset about your team placement? No. In fact my team will be the best team since the Sannin. It's Natsume that's making me so mad. I was training in the forest at Training Ground 10, my team training ground, and Natsume and Sasuke come up to me and start to attacking me while I am executing one of my taijutsu attacks. But, when I defeated them, oh yes I defeated both of them on my own, they complained that I only beat them because they weren't using ninjutsu. I want you to warn Natsume, if she ever tries to pull a stunt like that again, I will kill her, replied Naruto with so much venom in his voice, it scared Kushina out of her wits. Naruto then marched towards the kitchen to get something to eat. Kushina sighed and was about to go back to the family room, when Natsume came into the house. Kasan, whined Natsume, can you punish Naruto? He attacked me and Sasuke while we were training in the forest. We were even on our team training ground. Natsume, breathed Kushina slowly, are you telling the truth? Of course, Kasan, relied Natsume, why do you ask? I ask because your brother just told me that you attacked him, so who is telling the truth? Did you attack him? Tell me now Natsume. If you don't, I'll assume that you did it no matter what. Confess and your punishment won't be as bad, yelled Kushina. Okay. Sasuke and I attacked Naruto while he was training on his training ground. But why does that matter? I am the savior of the village. I can do anything that I want, relied an arrogant Natsume. What? Uzumaki Namikaze Natsume. You are grounded for a month. Go to your room. I don't want to see you down here for the rest of the night, yelled a furious Kushina. Vertical bar next day, 5:45 a.m. Vertical bar. Hey Chomper, bum, Naruto called out as he jogged up to training ground 10. Hey Ryu, what's up? Asked Choji. Nothing much, I just kicked Natsumo's ass yesterday and my parents didn't punish me for it, so it's all good. This sent both Shikamaru and Choji into shock. Naruto's parents not punishing Naruto for beating his sister? That never happened. However, a person appeared and a cloud of smoke interrupted their thoughts. Hello team, said Hayate as the smoke from the body flicker jutsu disappeared. Here is this survival exercise goal. You are to obtain one of two bells from me. This means that one of you will be going back to the academy. Begin when I drop my hand. This mission statement scared the team. One of them would be going back to the academy? What was going on? Then, when Hayate dropped his hand, Naruto, Choji, and Shikamaru jumped away into the trees. Hayate looked around and saw he could not find a trace of his students or their chakra. Meanwhile in the trees, Naruto traveled to Choji. PSST. Choji. Forget what Hayate-sensei just told us, we have to work together to get those bells. I mean, how can we, a single Genin, defeat a trained elite Jounin? The answer is that we can't. Let's go tell Shikamaru so that we can formulate a plan to capture Hayate-sensei. Choji nodded in agreement. They then jumped through the trees to find Shikamaru. They ran into Shikamaru as he was trying to find them. Okay Shikamaru, Naruto said, this the plan. First, Choji and I will drive Hayate-sensei into the shadow of a tree. When he gets there, you use your shadow possession jutsu to capture him. Everyone understand the plan? Everyone nodded, confirming their knowledge and understanding of the plan. Choji and Naruto jumped out of the trees to ready their attack on Hayate. Meanwhile Shikamaru got behind Hayate to get ready to use his body possession jutsu. Hayate-sensei, Naruto yelled, we will take those bells from you, no matter what it takes. Dragon Wind Strike. With that, Naruto propelled himself forward in spinning motion while using wind elemental manipulation to give Hayate multiple cuts. Choji then initiated his own attack. Partial body expansion jutsu. After using his jutsu, his two arms expanded to create two large towering arms and fists. Choji jumped towards Hayate and slammed both of his fists into where Hayate was standing. To avoid Choji's fists, Hayate jumped backwards, into the shadows of the trees. But when he saw Naruto's smirk, his widened in realization. Shadow possession jutsu, called Shikamaru. He then walked out of the shadows of the trees to let Hayate see him. Next, Choji grabbed the bells while Naruto held his sword to Hayate's neck, preventing Hayate from making any sudden movements. Well team, started Hayate, you all pass with flying colors. Not only were you able to get the bells from me, but you worked together flawlessly. We start missions tomorrow. Johnny. With a cloud of smoke, Hayate disappeared to go to the Hokage's office. Vertical bar Hokage's office. Vertical bar. Hayate appeared in the Hokage's office to see all the Jounin there. Except for Kakashi. 2 hours later, Kakashi appeared in the office reading his Icha book. Sorry I'm late. There was an old woman and a black cat that crossed my path, said Kakashi while giving a cheesy smile. Minato just sighed, let's get this over with. Who passed? Team 1. Fail. Team 2. Hospitalization. Team 3. Fail. Team 4. Fail. Team 5. Fail. Team 6. Fail. Team 7. Pass, barely. Everyone looked around to see if the sky was falling. Kakashi never ever passed a single Genin team. What was going on? Team 8. Pass, satisfactory. Team 10. Pass with flying colors. Everyone raised their eyebrows at this. No Genin team had ever passed with flying colors in the history of Konoha. Well, Minato said after all the Jounin instructors had given their reports, that's very good. I will want daily reports on the 3 rookie Genin teams. Have a good day. Dismissed. Then Minato got up and flashed back home. Vertical bar next week location, Forest Vertical bar. This is Ryu. I'm in position. Target is in sight. 10 feet in front of him there was a cat with a ribbon on her left ear that read Tora. Ryu, this is Bum. Chomper and I are in position. Ready to take the target? Yes I am. Chomper, get ready. Mission capture Tora is a go. Suddenly Shikamaru used his shadow possession jutsu on the cat. Naruto and Choji then doggy piled on the cat, while at the same time Shikamaru released his jutsu. Hayate-sensei, Naruto spoke into his mic, this is Ryu. Mission capture Tora is accomplished. Okay, meet me at the mission office. Naruto then told Choji and Shikamaru that they needed to report to the mission office. They then started towards the mission office. Vertical bar mission office vertical bar. "Okay team," said Hayate as the fire daimyo's wife took her cat, Tora, "you did very well. You also have completed 10 more than the required D rank mission to go on a C rank. But I don't want to go on the mission alone. So we will be doing a C rank mission with Team 8. We will be escorting a bridge builder named Tazuna back to his home country." Everyone but Naruto dismissed. Shikamaru and Choji nodded and went home to pack for the C rank mission that they had just received. "Naruto," spoke Minato after everyone left, "this isn't a C rank mission." Naruto's eyes bulged out of their eye sockets. "Then what rank is it, Hokage-sama?" "It is most likely an A border S rank mission. Tazuna told us that Gato, the richest person in the world, is after him. However, his village can't afford anything more than a C rank pay. That is why this is a joint mission. Naruto, Hayate tells me that you are as proficient with a sword as him, maybe more. However, if you encounter resistance, you are to let Hayate deal with it first." "Understood, Naruto?" "Hi, Hokage-sama." Then Naruto bowed to Minato and left to prepare for the mission. 10 minutes later, village gates vertical bar. "Hello," spoke old bearded man. "My name is Tazuna, the super bridge builder of the wave. You are to protect me, even if it costs you your life." All the Jonin but Naruto looked at the man like he was crazy. "Well," said the bridge builder, "let's get going. We don't have time to waste." The Jonin and Jounin merely nodded in agreement. "Let mission escort Tazuna to the wave commence," shouted Naruto and Choji. The other Jonin except Shino nodded excitedly. Shino merely blinked his eyes in understanding. The group then set off with Team Hayate in the front, Tazuna in the middle, and Team Kurenai in the back. However, as they were walking, Naruto saw something strange. There was water on the ground when there hadn't been any rain for a few weeks. "Shikamaru," Naruto said to Shikamaru using Onbo sign language, "check to see if the puddles are a genjutsu. If it is, dispel it. I'll tell you why later. Go." Shikamaru nodded and looked at the puddles of water and focused some chakra into them, making them dispel, revealing the 2 demon brothers of the hidden mist. They attacked immediately, cutting right through their sensei, killing them. Naruto narrowed his eyes and gathered lightning chakra around his fists. "Choji, let's go. We need to get rid of this trash, permanently." "Sorry Choji, but we can't afford to show any mercy right now." Lightning spiral strike. Naruto jumped up into the air and started spinning downwards to one of the demon brothers, while producing lightning around his body. Naruto then gorged a hole right through the first demon brother's stomach, killing him instantly. Partial expansion jutsu. Choji enlarged one of his arms and fist and crushed the other brother like a pancake. All the other Jonin except Shino were in shock. Naruto and Choji had just mercilessly killed two ninja on their own. They looked to see where their sensei's bodies were, only to find pieces of wood. Kurenai and Hayate jumped out of the trees and congratulated Naruto and Choji for not freezing up in battle. Kurenai was about to talk to Tazuna when Hayate shook his head. He looked at the rest of the team before speaking. "Everyone," spoke Hayate, getting the attention of all the Jonin, "I will not force you to go this mission if you don't want to. This mission was officially ranked C class. But in reality, it is an A borderline S rank mission. It was ranked C because Tazuna's village can't give us the money for an A rank mission. But we chose my team because Naruto is more proficient in using the sword than I am. His skill can match one of the 7 swordsmen of the Hidden Mist. So, anyone want to continue with the mission?" All the Jonin looked at each other before Naruto stood and said, "Nothing is going to stop this mission. Not even the demon of the Hidden Mist will be able to stop this mission. I will go on." "Choji? Shikamaru? You with me?" They just smiled and nodded. "We're with you to the very end, you should know this best of all, Naruto," relied Choji. Then the rest of the Jonin stood up, indicating that they too wanted to continue on this mission. Hayate smiled and nodded. They then got back into formation and walked forward to the wave. When they reached the water, they got into a rowboat to get to the wave mainland. Soon after the boat started, they all saw a huge bridge. "Tazuna-san, why is it that the bridge is so important that Gato is willing to hire missing nin to kill you?" asked Shino. "Well, you see, Wave is isolated from the rest of the elemental countries. Because of this, the people of Wave have no way to make a life for themselves or prosper. But if I was to build the bridge, then we would be able to prosper like normal people," replied Tazuna, getting wide eyes from the Jonin. Pretty soon, they had to start walking towards Wave. However, before they could get all the way there, they ran into 2 figures standing there. One was standing there with his sword resting on his shoulders. The other was a young girl sitting in a tree, sharpening her senbon needles. What do we have here? The Genjutsu Mistress of Konoha and the Crescent Blade of Konoha," said the swordsman. The famed demon of the mist. It's always a pleasure to meet another swordsman, even though you are missing Nin. Naruto, get our team and Kurenai's team into any formation. Naruto nodded. He positioned Team Kurenai directly around Tezuna, while his team was in the outside circle. Hayate nodded at Kurenai and charged towards Zabuza. Dodge, block, thrust, jump, slash down, slash upwards, jump back, slash at the feet, kick. These were the motions that Hayate was going through as he fought Zabuza. Kurenai wasn't having a good fight. She was having a hard time getting a lock onto the young girl to use one of her genjutsu. She was running when suddenly she fell down from getting hit at a pressure point with a senbon needle. But as soon as she fell, Naruto rushed to take her place. But, before they fought, she asked him a question. Hello, my name is No Name Haku. Young ninja, why do you fight? Naruto blinked before responding. I fight so that I can protect my precious people. The people who care for me, the people who don't just see me as the son of a Hokage or the brother of a savior. The ones who brought me from my darkness are whom I fight for, yelled Naruto as he began his onslaught. He threw 2 smoke bombs to obscure his opponent's view. Then he jumped at the girl and knocked her out cold. He then created a pair of cuffs out of the wind and tied her to the tree. He then watched in horror as he saw Zabuza overpower Hayate and capture him in a prison made of water. He growled, drew his sword and attacked Zabuza with all his hatred. Zabuza! Let my sensei go. Strike of the Heavenly Dragon. He swung his sword in a sideways arc, releasing a chakra-made attack that looked like a dragon one. Zabuza's eyes widened in fear as the attack neared him. He held up his blade to block the attack. Zabuza's blade started to scream when the chakra dragon attack hit his blade, but when Zabuza thought that the attack was almost done, his blade broke in half. Naruto was about to rush in for the final blow when he heard clapping. Zabuza, Zabuza, Zabuza. I heard that you were the demon of the mist. But you were taken down by a bunch of brats. I expected more of you. You are no longer under my employment. You will die by the hands of all the bandits I brought with me. Goodbye and die, said Gato as he walked towards Zabuza with a cane. Kid, said Zabuza, surprising Naruto, lend me some kunai. I can't fight with a sword now, so I'll just use some kunai. I will take him to hell with me. Also, could you take care of Haku for me? She deserves a better life. Naruto nodded and handed Zabuza 3 kunai. Zabuza just grinned and put one in his mouth, and the other 2 in his hands. Then he ran towards the bandits. Dodge, cut, stab, duck, jump, weave, slash, cross-cut, kick, stab. This was how Zabuza fought through the army of bandits to get through to Gato. When he finally got through to Gato, he jumped on him and stabbed him with all 3 kunai. 2 through the throat, and 1 through the heart. As Zabuza passed, he smiled, I killed the bane of the wave country. Naruto went and picked up the pieces of Zabuza's sword, walked over to Haku. He released the jutsu that was binding Haku to the tree. He then told her what had happened to him. So Haku, what will you do now that Zabuza is dead? Will you become a missing nin? Or will you find a village to join? If you want to join a village, will you consider coming home with me? I would love to work with you as a leaf Nina, asked Naruto. Haku thought for a while before coming to a decision. I will come home with you. But, can you find a place that I can get Zabuza's sword fixed? It's the only thing that I have of him. Naruto just smiled at her and nodded. Yes, Haku, I know a place where we can fix the sword. But can I seal it into a scroll for you? It'll make it easier for you to carry. Alright team, said Hayate as he got out of the water, let's get to Tezuna's house. Tezuna, how far is it to your house? It's only about a 10-minute walk from here, Ninja Hayate, replied Tezuna as he straightened his back. Alright, Konoha's teams, Tezuna, and Haku, we're moving out. We are heading towards Tezuna's house. When we get there, we will continue your training. Vertical bar, Tezuna's house. Vertical bar. Tosan, yelled a young woman as she ran out of the house. How are you? Are you safe? Tezuna merely smiled at her and replied, yes, I am very fine. But it is only due to the combined efforts of the ninja behind me, especially the blonde swordsman. I think he's a better ninja than the Jounin sensei. The ninja behind him stepped forward and offered their names. Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto, Narashikamaru, Akimichi Ichoji, Gekko Hayate, Aburum Shino, Hyuga Hinata, Yamanka Ino, Yuhi Kurenai, and Momochi Haku. Why don't you just give up? I see you act. You always have a smile on your face. You don't know what it's like to truly suffer, came a voice from around the corner. Tezuna yelled, Inari. Come here. Inari walked up to Tezuna and gave him a big hug. However, that blew Naruto's anger. Give up? You act like you know what suffering is, but in reality you don't. I went through the worst suffering my entire life. For years I have never felt the true love of a parent. My parents just shunned me in favor of my sister. Most of the village doesn't even see me as a person. They just see me as the son of the Hokage and the brother of the savior of their village. So don't you go complaining that I don't know what true suffering is. Hayate-sensei, I'm going out to train. I'll see you in the morning. With that, Naruto walked out of the house and ran into the forest. Hinata and Shino looked surprised that their fellow Jonin knew this about Naruto. Kurenai-sensei, asked a quiet, yet calm Shino, why would Naruto's parents shun him? Who is Naruto? What did his sister do? No one noticed that Haku quietly left while Kurenai was answering her questions. Well, Shino, as you probably know, his name is Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto. He is the brother of the Kyubbi's container. His parents probably neglected him to train him in the ways of the Baiju's chakra. We Jounin don't know much about what goes on in Naruto's household because his father is the Hokage. But from what Naruto has just told us, I can assume that it's not a very pleasant experience. Everyone should get to bed now. Tomorrow, Hayate's team is going to train while my team will be guarding and helping out on the bridge. Hayate's team and Kurenai's team nodded. Vertical bar in the forest. Vertical bar. Darn Natsumoy. Always making my life miserable. I will defeat you in an all-out match. After that, Naruto ran at the trees, punching and kicking them until they fell over. Then he started using jutsu. Lightning style. Bolt striker. Then a single bolt of raw lightning appeared in Naruto's hand. He hurled through 10 trees, making them topple over. Naruto then closed his eyes and said, Haku, you can come on out now. Haku emerged from the forest with a concerned frown on her face. Naruto, asked Haku, why are you mad? Is it because your sister gets all the attention and you get none? Naruto shook his head. Then what is it? I want to be treated like a human being by my family. They only want me back when I start to get strong. That's not how it's supposed to be. I want them to love me for who I really am. Not what I am. Is that so wrong, Haku? Relied Naruto. Well, Naruto, said Haku as she smiled, I think that's a good reason to be mad. If all you want is to be acknowledged as a person, then you should continue to try to get people to look at you like that. I hope that someday, other people will look at you that way. I'm going back to the house to get some sleep. Are you going to come with me? Nah. I'm going to continue my training. I have to work on my water manipulation. See you tomorrow, Haku. Haku nodded and left to go back to Tezuna's house. Naruto closed his eyes and tried to imagine the water moisture in the air, condensing to create droplets of water. He opened his eyes to see enough water to fill a glass condense from the moisture in the air. Naruto smiled and continued his manipulation training. Vertical bar. Next morning. Vertical bar. Hey guys, said Choji as he approached the table to eat breakfast. He looked around and asked, where's Naruto? Did he even come back last night? Kurenai shook her head. No, Choji, he didn't come home last night. We believe that he stayed out training all night. Haku will lead your team to where he was last night? Choji nodded. After breakfast, Team Hayate and Haku went to find Naruto while Team Kurenai went to help and watch over Tezuna as he built his bridge. Vertical bar. Forest, near where Naruto slept. Vertical bar. Naruto, yelled all of Team Hayate. They looked around in the surrounding forest, both on the ground and in the trees. Haku was about to move on when she saw a leg dangling off of a T branch. Hayate-san, I found him, yelled Haku when she saw Naruto sleeping in a tree. Hayate and his team came rushing to Haku. When they saw Naruto sleeping in a tree, Choji grew a very wide grin. He told everyone not to disturb Naruto and ran back to the house. He grabbed a bucket of ice-cold water, rushed back to Naruto, walked up the tree using tree climbing, and dumped the water on Naruto. Cold. Who the hell did that? Yelled Naruto. When he saw Choji waving at him while standing on his tree branch, he lunged out at Choji, aiming to tackle him off the tree branch onto the ground. They rolled for a few minutes before Shikamaru stopped them. They just smiled while Hayate rubbed his forehead and sighed. Okay team, for the rest of the week when we're training, I will be working on your elemental manipulation. I have some chakra paper here. First Nar, said Hayate before he was interrupted. Hayate-sensei, we already started on this. Hayate's eyes grew wide when he heard this. How many Jonin worked on elemental manipulation before their sensei brought it up? Well, with Naruto, nothing was ever normal. In fact, it was always abnormal. Okay, replied a surprised Hayate, what are your elements? I'm wind, answered Shikamaru. Earth, relied Choji. Wind, water, and lightning, replied Naruto with a grin. Again Hayate was surprised. Since when has there ever been a Jonin with 3 natural affinities? Well then, how far are you on your manipulation training then? asked Hayate. I myself am working on slicing a waterfall with only the wind element. I've cut lightning in half, and I can create water from the moisture in the air. Choji can split a boulder in half by just placing his hand on it. Shikamaru can almost cut an entire waterfall. But, he can do multiple cuts on a leaf in a second. So how are we, sensei? Relied Naruto. Hayate's eyes just rolled back, before Hayate fainted. Later, Hayate was rudely woken up by Naruto throwing water on him. He blinked and saw his team staring at him. Okay, said Hayate as he got up, this is what we'll do. You are going to practice a C-rank jutsu to the point where you don't need to use the seals for the jutsu. Naruto, I'll teach you and Shikamaru a wind jutsu and Choji a earth jutsu. Unless you already know a jutsu. All three of them nodded. Shikamaru and I know wind style, great breakthrough, answered Naruto. I know earth style, mud wall, relied Choji. Hayate nodded. Okay then, we'll get each of you started. To do a seal-less jutsu, first you have to shape the jutsu in your mind, then think of how it would go if you were using seals, next use the jutsu. Naruto nodded, then closed his eyes and imagined using the jutsu. He then thought of how he molded the chakra when he used the hand seals. He then got ready to use the jutsu, and then released it. Wind style, great breakthrough, yelled Naruto. The wind jutsu was not nearly as effective as it was when he used the hand seals, but it still ripped up a few trees. Hayate nodded in approval. The rest of their training for that week went like that until they could use their jutsu without the hand seals 5 times in a row. Vertical bar, end of the week. Vertical bar. Bye Inari. Hope to see you again sometime, yelled Naruto as he, the other Konoha ninja, and Haku walked away. Inari just smiled and waved. Naruto had spoken to him and the rest of the villagers. After they had spoken to him, they had gotten their courage and determination back. Tosan, Tsunami said, what are you going to name the bridge? I dubbed my bridge the Great Naruto Bridge, yelled Tazuna at the top of his lungs. On the bridge, Naruto smiled when he heard what the bridge was being called. When they got to the trees, they jumped into the trees to start their way back to the Hidden Leaf Village. Vertical bar village gates. Vertical bar. Mon. This has got to be the most boring job in the whole village. Wake me up. Oh. Look, here comes Naruto, said Kotetsu in a very bored voice. Itsuma looked at where he was pointing and saw Naruto waving at him. When they got to the check-in office, Kotetsu saw a new person coming home with them. Hey, Naruto, who is that girl that you are bringing home with you? Asked Kotetsu. Her name is Haku. Can you let her into the city until she gets clearance from my Tosan? Both Kotetsu and Itsuma nodded their consent. The Junon teams then continued on their way to the Hokage's office. However, when they got there, Naruto wished that he hadn't come to the office. Tosan, can you give my team and I a C-ranked mission? We really deserve it. Sasuke and I know more jutsu than any other Junon in the village. Kina has one of the most destructive taijutsu styles, asked a very whiny voice. No, Natsumoi. Your team isn't ready to handle a C-ranked mission. Your sensei, Kakashi, agrees with me on this. He says that although you can handle yourselves well in a fight, you guys just charge head-on into all your enemies. On top of that, your teamwork isn't nearly as good as the other team that I sent on a C rank. In fact, they're outside. Come in. Natsumoi, you can go. Naruto smirked when he saw his sister's face of outrage as she left the room. Minato's eyes narrowed as his daughter left the room. Okay, said Minato after his daughter left the room. What happened on the mission? Well, Hokage-sama, replied Hayate, first we encountered the demon brothers of the mist. It was there that we decided to test the Junon. Naruto, Choji, and Shikamaru performed admirably. Choji killed one of them with a smash of his fists. Naruto disarmed one of them, and then used a taijutsu and ninjutsu combo to gorge a hole in the other brother's chest. Then later on we faced Zabuza and his apprentice Haku, whom we brought with us. I faced Zabuza while Kurenai faced Haku. Meanwhile, the Junon were guarding Tazuna. But soon, Haku got an advantage over Kurenai. Then, Naruto rushed out of formation to save her. You can ask Naruto what happened after this. But then, Zabuza captured me as well. Naruto then used a chakra attack on Zabuza, which broke Zabuza's sword. Gato and his men then showed up. Then we gave some kunai to Zabuza, because he couldn't use his sword. He asked us to stay out of it. Then he rushed towards Gato, fighting through an army of bandits. When he got to Gato, he then murdered him by sticking a kunai in the bastard's heart and 2 in the throat. After that it was basically just protecting the bridge builder and training. Minato nodded at the explanation and dismissed everyone but Naruto and Haku. So, Naruto, can you explain to me what happened during your fight with Haku? And why did Haku come home with you? Naruto nodded. During my fight I merely threw smoke bombs to obscure her vision. Next, I knocked her out cold. Left her like that for the rest of the time. After Zabuza had defeated Gato, all the bandits ran away. Then I woke her up and told her what happened. After that, you already know about it. I want to ask you a favor, Tosan. Can you make Haku part of our family? It would make me really happy, because she's like a true sister to me. Minato nodded. Okay. I'll just draw up the adoption papers. Take her home. Haku, be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock sharp. I'll be filling you in on your new rank. You'll be a Jounin. Haku's eyes widened and Naruto smiled. He had gotten a big sister that cared for him. They walked home, but on their way home, they made a quick stop. Hey Tenten, said Naruto as he walked into the Higurashi Howling Wolf weapon store. Hey Naruto. Who is your girlfriend? Her name is Haku and she's not my girlfriend. She's my new Ne-chan. Anyways, could you fix a weapon for her? Sure, what is it? Haku just smiled and passed the scroll to Naruto. He then channeled chakra into the scroll, releasing the 2 pieces of Zabuza's sword. Tenten's eyes widened. Naruto, is this what I think it is? Is this the sword of the demon hidden in the mist? How did she get her hands on it? Well, Tenten, she was once the apprentice Zabuza. We fought on our last mission. I broke his sword. Zabuza died. Haku claimed the sword. We took it here to get it fixed. End of story, replied Naruto. Tenten nodded. Okay. I'll get to repairing this sword right away. But it won't be easy. This craftsmanship is perfect. Well, what are you still doing here? Get out of here. I have work to do. Naruto and Haku just smiled and walked out of the shop. But as they walked they heard Tenten mutter, lucky girl. I would die to get a sword like this. Vertical bar Hokage's manor vertical bar. Soon Naruto was at his house. On his way there, he explained to Haku how bitchy Natsume could be. Naruto. What are you doing bringing a girl home without telling me? Asked Kushina when she saw Naruto with Haku. Naruto just smiled replied, Kasan, please meet the newest member of our family. I convinced Tosan to adopt Haku here. So now she's the oldest sibling and now I have a cool Ne-san to boast about. My sister is a Jounin. Kushina's eyes widened. Well, then Naruto, take her upstairs and find her a room. Naruto smiled and took her upstairs to get her a room. That night when Natsume came home from team practice for dinner, she was surprised to see the girl from earlier. What the hell is she doing here? And why is Naruto eating with us? He never eats with us. Ever, Natsume yelled. Well Natsume, Haku has just been adopted into our family. So now her name is Uzumaki Namikaze Momochi Haku. Also she's our older sister since she is 16 years old. As to why I'm sitting with the family, it's to support my sister, replied Naruto while eating his dango and pocky. 10 minutes later, Naruto stood up to go to bed. Vertical bar next morning Hokage's office, 10:00 vertical bar. The assembled Jounin were waiting for everyone to appear. With a yellow flash of light, Namikaze Minato appeared before the waiting assembled Jounin. Alright, I want to know if there's anyone from the rookies that you think are good enough to compete in the Chunin exams. I, Hatake Kakashi, nominate my team of Uzumaki Namikaze Natsume, Uchiha Sasuke, and Inuzuka Kiba for the Chunin exams. I, Yuhi Kurenai, nominate my team of Yamanka Ino, Hyuga Hinata, and Aburum Shino for the Chunin exams. I, Hayate Gecko, nominate my team of Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto, Narashikamaru, and Akimichi Choji for the Chunin exams. Vertical bar. Meanwhile at the Rookie 9 Forest Clearing vertical bar. Where the hell are our sensais? They should have been here at least an hour ago. And why did they have all of the rookie teams meet up in one place? Do you know why, Sasuke? Asked Kiba. Humph. I have no idea. We should be training right now instead of waiting for a late sensei, responded Sasuke with an arrogant scowl. Just shut up. Be patient. If you can't master this skill, then you'll never be true ninja, said Naruto in response to their bickering. Vertical bar. Meanwhile at the Hokage's office vertical bar. Hokage-sama, yelled Iruka, you can't possibly allow them to participate. They'll break underneath the pressure. I taught those students and I know what it is that they are capable. None of them are capable of facing the Chunin exams right now. I agree with Iruka on this one, said Guy. I myself held back my team for a year to make sure that they got the necessary amount of training to make sure that they had enough experience. You should hold them back for a year or two. I know what I'm doing, Guy. Iruka, you may have taught those students at one point, but they are now my soldiers. You know not what we have done to improve their skills. According to Hayate, his students are more than capable of taking down a few of our current Chunin. They are ready, replied Kakashi with enough determination to defeat the Hokage in combat. Iruka's eyes widened. He was about to make a retort when the Hokage interrupted. Enough. Iruka, the rookie teams will be competing in the Chunin exams. That is final. Any other teams are free to join of their own free will. Dismissed. Vertical bar. Meanwhile at the Rookie 9 forest clearing vertical bar. The Rookie 9 was really getting frustrated. They were about to go do their own things when the sensei appeared. Hayate spoke. Everyone, you all will be competing in the biannual Chunin exams in 3 days. The reasons that we had you all gather here today is to ask one thing of you. Whatever you do not engage the Senjunan in combat. It's rumored that they are sending their crazed Jinchuriki. That is all. With that, the 3 sensei left the Junon to themselves. For the next 3 days, all the Junon trained non-stop. Team Hayate worked on team formation and strategy. Team Kurenai worked on perfecting some of their genjutsu and ninjutsu. Team Kakashi worked on learning new jutsu. Vertical bar. Morning of the Chunin exams, Ninja Academy vertical bar. Alright guys, let's go wild, said Naruto. With that, Naruto and his team walked into the academy, only to hear some shouting on the second floor. Vertical bar. Academy second floor. Vertical bar. As Naruto and his team walked into the academy, he heard yelling from the second floor. However, once he got to the second floor, he figured out why. Let us in please, pleaded a girl who looked like a panda with her 2 buns. We're here to take the Chunin exams. Well, relied the guard, you don't look like you are ready for the exams. We took the exams last year and it was extremely hard. I don't think that you are ready to take the exams. Hey jerks, release the genjutsu. This is the second floor, not the third floor, came the arrogant voice of Natsumoy and Sasuke. So you saw through the genjutsu that we placed on the sign, spoke the guard with narrowed eyes. Of course we did. After all, I'm the heir to the Uzumaki and Namikaze clans while Sasuke is the last loyal Uchiha. Do you really think that I am as horrible as my pathetic brother? No dear sister, I didn't think that you were as bad as me. In fact, I thought that you were worse than me because I am older than you, spoke Naruto from behind Natsumoy. She whipped around to see her brother smirking at her, right then and there, which irked her to the point that if looks could kill she would have killed her brother, right then and there. Just shut up, big brother. I am better than you. I have had extra training with To-san and Ka-san. You have no idea what you are dealing with, she replied with an arrogant air to her voice. If you say so, little sister. Come on Shoji, Shikamaru, we need to go to the examination room, he relied in a calm yet cold voice. Besides, I want to see Ino. Besides, you need to catch up with Hinata, right Shikamaru, he said to Shikamaru as they walked towards the examination room. Meanwhile, the team that was complaining to the Chunin examiners was talking to Natsumoy's team. Hey you, with the arrogant attitude, tell me your name. My name is Hyuga Neji. The one who looks like a panda is Tenten, spoke the white-eyed kid on the panda girl's team while said girl glared at him, and the one with the green jumpsuit is Rockley. Well, I am Natsumoy. Uzumaki Namikaze Natsumoy. The one with the duck's ass for hair is Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke. Then the one with red markings and dog-like features is Kiba. Inuzuka Kiba. Get ready to feel the heat. We will own your asses, relied Natsumoy with an arrogant smirk. Vertical bar. Outside of Academy Room 301, as Naruto and his got to RM 301, they saw their sensei Gekko Hayate waiting for them at the door. Good. You all decided to come for the exams. If even one of you decided to chicken out, I would have had to tell all of you that you wouldn't be able to participate in the exams. You see, this whole exam is based on the teamwork of each team that participates in this exam. Good job for taking the risk and being able to entrust your life in the hands of your teammates. Go in there and kick some ass. I know that you will be able to conquer any challenge, especially with all the training that we've been doing over the last couple of months. You are all well prepared for the second exam. I hope that you all are able to beat the shit out of all the other teams in there. Remember, those who don't follow rules are trash, but those who don't help their teammates are even lower than trash. That is all I have to say to you. Good luck. Then with a quick body flicker jutsu, Hayate disappeared into a cloud of smoke. Well, that was interesting, commented Naruto as he pushed open the doors to exam room 301. Well, looky here. The whole gang is reunited, came a very familiar, yet annoying voice. Naruto turned around to see the team that he really did not want to talk to, Team 7. The Jinchuriki of the Kyubbi, Natsumoy. The last loyal Uchiha, Sasuke. The best tracker of the Inuzuka in over 90 years, Kiba. Yeah, it seems so, Kiba. If you don't mind, I need to go talk to someone. With that, he and Shikamaru left to go find Ino and Hinata respectively. While he was searching for Ino, someone came up behind him and whispered, looking for someone, Naruto-kun. Perhaps I can help you. Naruto suddenly turned around to see Ino smiling at him very sweetly. Why, hello Ino-chan. Yes, you can help find someone. I am looking for a girl. She wears a very sexy, purple ninja attire. She has blue eyes that I could get lost in. She also is my girlfriend. Think you can help me? Naruto asked with a smile. Sure, Naruto-kun. What is her name? Responded Ino with a dangerous glint to her eyes. I think you know her, Ino-chan. Her name is Ino Yamanaka. Oh, replied Ino with a confused look. I didn't know that I was your girlfriend. When did this happen? She asked with a shocked look. It is happening now, Ino-chan. Would you like to date me, Ino-chan? Or do you want to date Natsumoy? Naruto, you baka. I am not like that. Do not ever question the fact that I am straight ever again, yelled Ino with the fire burning in her eyes. However, when Natsumoy heard the question, she started to glare at Naruto with the intent to kill him at the first chance. Sorry, Ino-chan, I won't ask you that again. Geez, you rookies need to keep it down, came a voice from across from Naruto. Naruto looked up to see a silver-haired Jonin walking over to come have a talk with them. You need to realize that all the Jonin here are very tense. Don't make them mad no matter what. If you do, it could mean the death of you. The Jonin all looked around to see the rest of Jonin glaring at them. Oh. That doesn't look good, does it? Or I don't think I caught your name, stated Naruto when he saw the rest of the Jonin in the room. Oh, I'm Kabuto. Jonin with any information you need. So any information that you want? Yeah, Kabuto-san. I want info on Uzumaki Namikaze, Naruto and Gaara of the Sand, answered Sasuke of the Arrogant Clan. Oh, you know their names already? That's no fun. Well, here they are. Naruto has chakra levels on par with most high-level Jonin. Known jutsus are clone jutsu, substitution and transformation. His genjutsu is almost non-existent. His taijutsu is on par with most low-level jounins. He uses a taijutsu style known as the Electric Dragon Striker. It is also said that he created this style by combining the Death Dragon Striker style of his mother and Electric Wind Striker style of his father. In his last mission it was shown that he was proficient with a sword. He was able to match Zabuza, Demon of the Hidden Mist, in a pure kenjutsu match and cut right through it. Gaara has chakra levels on par with mid-level jounin. There are no known jutsus for her. Her genjutsu is almost non-existent. She only uses the Academy Taijutsu style. Other than that, there is no information on her. As soon as he finished, everyone started staring at Naruto. What? Is there something on my face? I swore I got that bug off my face this morning. No, it's not that, Naruto. It's only the fact that you were able to take on the Demon of the Mist like it was nothing, shouted Natsumoy, who was mad because her brother was able to do something that she herself couldn't accomplish. Well, Kabuto-san, could you tell us about the team with a musical note on their headbands? Asked Hinata in a timid voice. Of course. It's said that they are a newly formed village, so they don't have much strength. This statement, however, made the Sound Ninja to get very mad. They responded to this statement with an attack. The mummy-looking ninja ran towards Kabuto and attacked with his gauntlet arms. Gah! Screamed Kabuto as the sound attack hit him. He was about to retaliate when a cloud of smoke appeared. Everyone, sit down and shut up. My name is Morino Aviki. I am the proctor for the first exam. The first exam is the terror of the Chunin exams. The first exam is a paper test. There will be 9 questions on the paper test and then one final question later. You start with 27 points. For each question you miss, your team will lose 1 point. Also, if you get caught cheating 5 times, you get kicked out of the exam. You have 1 hour. Now begin your tests. With that, everyone started writing furiously on their tests. Shikamaru finished his test within 10 minutes. In the next 20 minutes, he used his shadow possession jutsu to copy down the answers onto their answer sheets. Number 31, number 8, number 25, number 42, and number 61 take your team out. You fail, called one of the examiners. After this, Ino used her mind switch jutsu to take a look at Shikamaru's answer sheet. After this, she copied the answers to her own paper test. She then transferred her mind to her teammate's mind to copy her answers onto her teammate's answer sheets. Time's up. Put down your pencils, shouted Aviki. Time for the 10th question. But before I tell you the 10th question, there are some stipulations. First, if you chose to take the exam and fail, you can never take the Chunin exams ever again. So who wants to give up? Speak up now. All of a sudden almost half of the rest of the examinees got up and quit. 5 minutes had passed and only the rookie 9 guys team, the sound team, 3 other leaf ninja teams, 1 sand ninja team, 1 grass and 1 rock ninja team remained. Okay, started Aviki, since no one else is going to be leaving, I guess I can start the 10th question. After a few moments of silence he shouted, you all pass. What? How come we passed? Asked a nameless Sankunoichi. You pass because you all took the risk. You see, on missions you may have to choose between completing the mission and saving your comrades. What you choose could mean the destruction of your village or the death of your teammates. This is why you pass. Now if we weigh, Viki replied before being interrupted. Crash. The windows broke as an unknown object flew into the room. Then the object unwrapped itself, while simultaneously throwing kunai at the ceiling, pinning a banner to the ceiling. The banner read Onko Miritashi, the sexy single proctor of the second exam. Meanwhile a figure stood up, obscured by a smoke bomb that was thrown along with the kunai. When the smoke cleared, Miritashi Onko, the snake mistress, stood there glaring at the ninja. You're early, again Onko, commented Iviki from behind the banner. Really? What's this, Iviki? You let 33 ninja survive? You getting soft in your old age? Just get the hell out of here, Onko. I have stuff to do. Alright. Okay squirts, I'm the proctor of the second exam. Meet me at area 44 in 10 minutes. If you're not there, you're disqualified. Vertical bar time/location skip, area 44 vertical bar. Okay kiddies, welcome to the Forest of Death. Your mission is to successfully travel through the forest. Your team will be given one scroll. There are 2 scrolls. There is the Earth and Heaven scroll. Your mission will be to retrieve the other scroll and make it to the tower in the middle of the forest within the 5-day time limit. In addition, you can't open the scrolls. Think of this as a test of trust. We also need you to sign these release forms. That way the Leaf can't be held responsible if any of you happen to die. Does that mean we can kill in this test? Came a question from the crowd. Yes, though it's not advised to do so. If that's all, I'll be seeing you at the tower in the middle of the forest. With that, the Chunin guards gave each of the Junon teams a release form to sign. Naruto and his team headed to gate number 7 after handing in all of his team's release forms and receiving a heaven scroll. Alright guys, Naruto said in a very serious tone, we need a secret password. It'll be Bum, Chomper, and Dragon. Both Shikamaru and Choji nodded their assent. When the Chiyunins opened the gate, they sped through the forest, searching for weak chakra signatures to grab scrolls from. They found a team of Leaf Junon. They merely leaked some killer intent, which was able to knock them out cold. They found an earth scroll in their belongings and took off. However, not long afterwards, they heard a scream that sounded familiarly like Natsumoi. Naruto told Choji and Shikamaru that he would take care of it. With that he took off in the direction of Natsumoi's scream. Vertical bar location change, Natsumoi team vertical bar. Not long after Natsumoi and her team had entered the forest, they had been ambushed by a grass ninja. They were able to hold him off for a while until he started to show his true power. But by that time it was too late. When Natsumoi found out who he really was, the man started to release killer intent. He was Orochimaru of the Sannin. The amount of killer intent that he was emitting caused Natsumoi to freeze up and scream like a baby. However, Kiba saved her by stabbing her with a kunai, releasing the hold the killer intent had on her. She was then forced to fight Orochimaru with Sasuke and Kiba backing her up. She fought him with her whirlpool swords while Orochimaru used his grass cutter sword, but even with her extra training, she couldn't hope to take on Orochimaru and win, although it was just Kenjutsu that was being used. GRR. I can't take on Orochimaru. If I can't beat him, how can I beat Tosan? Plus, even with Sasuke, Kiba and me fighting together, we can't even injure him a little, were the thoughts racing through Natsumoi's mind as she fell to the ground. Orochimaru was about to behead her with his grass cutter sword when another metal blade appeared above Natsumoi's head. She looked up to see her own brother, the brother she abused, beat up and neglected, save her. Orochimaru's smirk faltered when he saw someone standing in the way of Natsumoi. Who are you? I demand to know, shouted Orochimaru when he saw that he wouldn't be able to kill Natsumoi. You wish to know who I am? You don't deserve it, but I'll tell you anyway. I am the forgotten son of the Hokage. I am Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto. Nice to meet ya. Let's go wild, replied Naruto as he shifted his sword into attack position. He leapt forward while slashing his sword upwards, which caught Orochimaru off guard. This allowed Naruto to get a grievous injury on Orochimaru before he could do anything. With blood coming out of his stomach at a fast rate, Orochimaru channeled all his chakra into his teeth and neck. His neck extended at a fast rate, and his teeth bit into Sasuke's neck leaving a cursed seal of heavens. Naruto whipped around, kicked Orochimaru in the stomach making him run, while Naruto ran towards Natsumoi, Kiba, and Sasuke. He picked up Sasuke and Natsumoi and jumped through the trees towards his own team. Kiba followed suit. Vertical bar location skip, with Shikamaru and Choji vertical bar. Hey bum? What is it, Choji? Don't ask Choji. He's on his way back. He's got Team Kakashi with him. He'll be here soon. "I'll be watching clouds if you need me," responded Shikamaru. He was about to lie down, but Naruto appeared out of the trees with an injured Team Kakashi. "Choji, get Kiba and Natsume some food. Also, Shikamaru, heal them with your medical ninjutsu," ordered Naruto as he landed on the ground. "What are you going to do?" asked Choji. "I need to seal off as much of the seal on Sasuke's shoulder as I can. Remember that I am this generation's seal master. Not even Natsume can hold a candle to me in Fuinjutsu. I will be able to do it. Everyone get to work. Choji, if they complain, knock them out cold. I don't want any problems." "Understood. Come on Shika. We have a job to do." With that they got to work. Choji unsealed some of the food from their scrolls and gave it to Kiba and Natsume. Shikamaru got to work on the injuries of Natsume by using his medical ninjutsu. Meanwhile Naruto drew some seals on Sasuke. Uzumaki sealing, partial seal. With that, he slammed his hand onto Sasuke's shoulder. A bunch of Japanese figures appeared. With that Sasuke's eyes opened. "Wha? Where are we?" asked Sasuke with fear in his eyes. "You are in my team's camp. You and your team were injured. I saved your team from Orochimaru. You should be thanking me. Now lay down. You are injured and not well. You shouldn't be up. Your teammates are being cared for." With that, Naruto knocked Sasuke out and started to heal him. "Stupid boy. He should have listened to me," muttered Naruto as he saw the damage Sasuke had caused himself from standing up. He got up to go help Choji and Shikamaru when he saw Natsume standing there looking at him. He just looked at her with a raised eyebrow. "Why?" asked Natsume. "Why did you save us? Why did you save me? Answer me." "Well, I saved you because unlike you, I am not willing to let you die just because I don't like you. Even though you are my enemy, you still are family and a fellow Leaf Ninja. I would rather die than let one of my comrades die. Even you should know this." "But why must you know?" answered Naruto. "I've realized how much of a bitch I've been. I don't deserve to call you family. No one does. Not even To-san and Ka-san. We have all been cruel. In addition, we've neglected you to a point of no return. I hope that you can forgive us." Sigh. "Well, this was going to happen soon anyways. I can't forgive you yet. I can't even call you family or someone I like. I can only call you a comrade. I hope, however, that someday in the near future, but right now that isn't the case. But only you can decide that. Good night, little sister." With that, Naruto punctured her stomach, making her fall asleep. "Choji, how is Kiba?" asked Naruto after he laid Natsume down. "He holding up well, but he could be better. It seems Orochimaru used a 5-elemental seal on him that locked his chakra. He needs his chakra to survive. Could you unlock it for us?" Naruto nodded, walked up to Kiba, and pressed his 5 fingers against the seal and shouted, "5-elemental seal, Kai." As soon as he said that, the seal on Kiba's stomach started to glow and the seal disappeared. "Choji, Shikamaru, we need to talk," Naruto signed discreetly. They nodded. "So what do you need, Naruto?" asked Choji. "We need to leave now. I know that we shouldn't abandon them while they're defenseless, which is why I set up a barrier that will keep animals and enemy ninja away until they wake up. I know that I'm being cruel, but I'm only doing this because I don't want to be in this forest any longer. Orochimaru of the Sannin was the one who gave them their injuries. We need to make a beeline out of here right now. Let's go." With that, Naruto and his team packed up and started their trek towards the tower in the center of the forest. But as they walked through the forest, they saw a Sanjunan with a crazy look on her face while facing the Ranjunan team. They decided to investigate. Vertical bar with the Sanjunan vertical bar. "Hey kid," yelled a Ranjunan, "get out of here before you get killed. I can't promise you won't get hurt. Just give me the scroll and you'll get out of here free." However, the Sanjunan didn't agree. "I will kill you." "Bring it," yelled the crazed female. "I am Gaara," and with a flick of her hair, yelled, "and I will justify my existence." The Ranjunan got tired of this and threw the umbrellas that were on his back up, opening them up and spinning them like a top at the same time. He then formed the ram seal and suddenly, Senbon needles started flying out of the spinning umbrellas. A cloud of smoke formed around where Gaara was hit. The Ranjunan thought that he had her when he heard laughter coming from the smoke. When the smoke disappeared, Gaara stood there unharmed. The Ranjunan looked at the Sanjunan's team for explanation. The one with makeup on his face replied, "It's actually really simple. Gaara can't be hurt whatsoever." A will of sand immediately erects itself around Gaara when it feels Gaara getting threatened. We don't know if it's Gaara's doing or if the sand has a free will, but Gaara has never been hurt. Even when we did some A-rank missions, Gaara never got a scratch. Meanwhile the other Sankunoichi was waving at them. "Bye-bye," she said. The Rangenon team looked up in time to see a wave of sand rush out of the redhead's gourd on her back at them. They looked at Gaara to see her pick up one of their umbrellas and open it. She then stretched out her hand and shouted crazily, "Sand burial." Suddenly sand rushed towards the Rangenon in waves. The waves of sand surrounded the Genon. "Ah!" came the screams of the Rangenon as the sand surrounded them. But they were soon silenced, for their blood came spurting out of the sand. The red-haired Kunoichi was smiling crazily, but her male teammate came up to speak to her. "Gaara, you didn't need to kill them. We already had our scrolls. We could have just escaped," yelled the one with makeup on his face. "Funny," replied Gaara, "I never thought of that. I must kill them to prove my existence." "God damn it, Gaara," yelled the makeup boy, "listen to me. I'm your big brother." "Really?" said an amused Gaara, "I've thought of you, Kankuro, as a brother or Tamari a sister." With that she stretched out her hand. Her teammates jumped back in fear, but the sand just collected to form a stopper. She then walked away, not hearing her brother Kankuro mutter, "Crazy bitch." Vertical bar with Naruto's team. Vertical bar. "Whoa," breathed Choji, "that was intense. We need to stay away from that team. Their leader just killed some Genon like it was no problem. Let's go to the tower quickly. That team will probably take their time." "You're right, Choji," responded Shikamaru, "we need to get a move on." "But how was she controlling that sand? It's unnatural." "I know how she's controlling the sand," replied Naruto, surprising both of his teammates. "That girl is probably the container of Ichibi, the crazy desert priest of the sand. The only other way that she can control sand is if she drilled himself on the manipulation of earth, wind and water. However, to have the control she has now, she'd have to do it for many years. Like me, she probably has only been doing it since she was 9 years old. Therefore, she has to be the container of the Ichibi." "That is definitely not good," said Shikamaru with narrowed eyes. "We need to get a move on. It's getting late. If we want to get to the tower in time, we better start our trek." With that they started a move on towards the center of the forest. They didn't stop for anything, not even food. They encountered no troubles except for one Rokushinon team. The Rokushinon really didn't put up much of a fight. They just complained about Naruto being the son of the Yellow Flash. However, Naruto merely sighed and sliced off their arms and one leg, leaving them helpless. But when they got to the tower, they were utterly confused. All they saw was a placard with a sign up. They looked around and saw no one. They, however, thought of something else. "Guys," Shikamaru said while looking around, "since there is no one around, I'm betting that we have to open the scroll. They're probably a two-part summoning scroll." With that, both Choji and Shikamaru opened a scroll, which summoned Iruka. "Iruka-sensei," shouted Naruto as he leapt towards his fatherly figure, "we did it. We passed the second exam." Choji and Shikamaru watched as their friend conversed with his fatherly figure. "Well, Team Hayate," spoke Iruka, addressing all of them, "you all passed the second exam. Since it's only the second day, you have 3 days to rest up and do whatever you want. The only thing you can't do is leave this tower. Naruto, come see me about lightning manipulation after this. We'll work on it after the next thing that comes up in the exam." "Johnny." A puff of smoke engulfed Iruka, leaving nothing but an empty space. "Well," spoke Naruto, breaking the tension that was in the air, "that was very interesting. Well, we should go rest up, then eat, and then continue working on integrating our elements into our fighting style. I myself am working on a lighting style fighting technique. I'm going to go find a room. Later." With that, Naruto walked away instead of using a body flicker jutsu. 1 day later, Naruto was in the training room working on perfecting his lighting fighting style. "Lighting style, striking fist," yelled Naruto as he ran at the targets. He ran past them, while attempting to slash at them. He succeeded because the targets split in half, without Naruto having to touch the targets at all. He smiled and body flickered to the food court to get some food. When he got there, he saw Team Kakashi. However, when they saw him they were infinitely mad. Naruto snarled, "Kiba, what the hell were you thinking? Why the hell did you leave us all alone in the forest? Some animals or ninja teams could have came, snatched our scroll, and been off with it and we wouldn't be any wiser. Well, I think that you should calm down. I knew about all those things when I left you. Which is why I took the necessary precautions. You were well protected by the bar," replied Naruto before he was rudely interrupted by Sasuke. "What protection? I saw nothing with my Sharingan." "Well, that's because the protection disappeared the moment you woke up. That way, you wouldn't have to spend a long time trying to dispel my barrier." This, however, just made them even madder. "What? Are you saying that we aren't good enough to lower a fucking barrier?" asked Natsume. "Yes. Although you have had training with Tosan, My barriers are much more advanced. I am this generation's seal master. I know that you won't be able to get through the barrier, because it's of my own design. Only my teammates know the workings of my barrier. It was nice chatting, but I need to get some food. As if in perfect synchronization, Naruto's stomach growled very loudly. Naruto just smiled sheepishly and ran to get some ramen, dango and sushi. He saw Choji eating by himself and went to sit with him. Munch. Yeah, this is good. Oh, hey Naruto, said Choji as he saw Naruto approaching his table. Want to sit down? I have plenty of room. Shikamaru said he'd be up in a little bit. That's very cool Choji, replied Naruto. How has your earth fighting style going? I think I got my lighting style down. Choji looked at him with wide eyes at this news. Why, you got your style down? That's awesome. I wish that you could help me with earth style, but earth and lightning aren't anything alike. After all, lightning is much more superior to earth. Oh look, there's Bum. I hope that he's gotten his style down, replied Choji as they saw Shikamaru sit down with some food. I hope that you all got your styles down, said Shikamaru as he sat down, 'cause I sure did. The wind elemental taijutsu style has been finalized all the way down to the practice kata. I even created a scroll on it already. As soon as he said this, he looked at Naruto and Choji, who both had a gaping mouth and wide eyes. What? He asked. You have a scroll already? You ain't Shikamaru if you created a scroll without being asked, said Naruto. Hey, replied an indignant Shikamaru, I can work hard when I want. I ain't just a lazy bum. With that, Shikamaru, Choji and Naruto started eating their food. Vertical bar time skip, 5th day of the second exam vertical bar. Alright everyone, the preliminary rounds of the Chunin exams are about to begin. Sorry Hokage-sama, but would it be alright if I conducted the intro? Asked a bearded man with a cigarette. Of course, go ahead. Right. My name is Sarutobi Asuma. I am the proctor for the preliminary matches of the Chunin exam. This will no longer be a team effort. It will all be based on individual skills. It will be a one-on-one. I will referee. I reserve the right to call the match at any time. If you don't listen, then you will be disqualified. But before we begin, is there anyone that would wish to quit right now? Kabuto raised his hand. Asuma looked at him strangely, then said that he was free to go. Alright, now that has been taken care of, direct your attention to the electronic board. Your names will be displayed on the electronic board. The first match will be Uzumaki Namikaze Natsume vs Naruto Matsumoto. Natsume looked around for her opponent. When she saw who her opponent was, she was surprised. He had a pale face. His eyes were the color red. He was very thin, but she could tell that he was very muscular. He had a height of 6'1". But the scariest part was the scar going across his face. It started on the top left side of his face. It went down to his forehead, but then it deviated to go straight through his eye, and then ended underneath his right ear. Natsume got ready for the fight to begin. The match between Natsume of the Leaf and Matsumoto of the Grass begins now, yelled Asuma. Then he jumped backwards to let the fighters attack each other. Natsume initiated with some taijutsu. She used the electric wind striker taijutsu that was used by the Hokage. Natsume ducked underneath one of Matsumoto's punches. She then threw a devastating wind-enhanced punch right into his stomach. He spat up blood as he was sent flying backwards back into the wall, creating a huge human-shaped crater. Then, Natsume used a trapping jutsu to make sure that he could not escape. Ninja art, Uzumaki trap, yelled Natsume. Suddenly, 5 beams of light shimmered into existence around Natsume. She just pointed her hand at Matsumoto, who was trying to get out of the crater that he was stuck in. The beams raced through the air onto his arms, legs, and his neck, effectively trapping him so that he couldn't escape. Natsume smiled and looked at the proctor. Winner of this fight is Natsume of the Leaf. Natsume walked up the stairs and was congratulated by her teammates and sensei. The screen started shuffling through the names again. It read Uchiha Sasuke vs Ikuta Yaro of the Leaf. Both Sasuke and Yaro walked down to the arena. Again Asuma started the match by saying their names, Sasuke of the Leaf vs Yaro of the Leaf. Begin. Sasuke ran at Yaro using the Uchiha clan interceptor taijutsu style. Yaro however, just used the basic academy taijutsu style. There were many broken bones. It seemed that they were pretty even until Sasuke decided to use a jutsu. Fire style, fireball jutsu. Sasuke then started breathing fire at his opponent. After Sasuke decided to stop the flow of chakra, Yaro jumped through the flames at Sasuke. His hand was glowing with chakra when he grabbed onto Sasuke. Sasuke tried to dodge, but he was unsuccessful in dodging him. Yaro grabbed onto Sasuke's arm. Suddenly there was a transfer of chakra. Yaro was taking Sasuke's chakra. Sasuke narrowed his eyes and jumped away. It's time to end this. He started off with the Leaf Shadow Dance. This move greatly surprised both Lee and Guy. The two proud green beasts narrowed their eyes in anger because they had one of their techniques used by a copycat. A goddamn copycat. Everyone should have to work for their techniques, but Sasuke and Kakashi didn't have to do much work. Just locate the technique with their damn Sharingan and you have a whole new technique down. But Sasuke didn't finish it like a normal Leaf Shadow Dance. After he was behind Yaro in the air, he kicked him in the sides making him spin while falling to the ground. But right before they landed on the ground, Sasuke smashed one solid kick into Yaro's stomach, making him hit the ground in a very uncomfortable posture. "Congratulations Yaro," said Sasuke, "you were the first to experience my lion combo. I hope that it was good enough. But from the looks of it, I believe that it was a success." Later, Asuma called the match soon afterwards. The names started rolling again. Kankuro of the Sand vs Akame Ardo of the Leaf. Kankuro strode down to where Ardo was waiting. Ardo of the Leaf vs Kankuro of the Sand, begin. Ardo rushed at Kankuro while weaving hand seals. Ninja arts, no bones jutsu. He then wrapped his body around Kankuro, while throwing the unknown object to the ground. His legs and arms circled around Kankuro's arms and legs respectively. His neck also wrapped around Kankuro's neck. He smiled. "You could have never hoped to beat me. My jutsu allows me control over my limbs, while at the same time, my body is so flexible that I could bend backwards straight and not feel a thing. Because of this you can't beat me. Get ready to feel a lifetime of hurt." He then grabbed a kunai out of his kunai pouch. Without any further thought, Ardo stabbed it into Kankuro's eyes. He was expecting a scream out of Kankuro, and was surprised when Kankuro started to laugh. Kankuro's head turned around. But his face was no longer human. It looked like that of a puppet. "Wow, what the hell is going on? Where are you?" He was about to get off when the puppet grabbed him. The package that he had thrown started to unwrap. It stated to unwrap itself until Kankuro could be seen in plain sight. He grinned. Then he unveiled the chakra strings that connected his fingers to his puppet. Then the puppet started to strangle him until he died with a crack. He just walked away as the proctor declared him the winner. Next match is Inuzuka Kiba vs Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto. The two fighters calmly walked down the stairs and got into their personal fighting stance. Kiba was using a modified version of the Inuzuka clan taijutsu style. Meanwhile Akamaru was getting ready to fight. Naruto was using a combination of both his parents' taijutsu style. As soon as they heard begin, Naruto charged straight at Kiba. He jumped over Kiba's punch, while delivering an uppercut kick to Kiba's chin. Kiba was sent flying into the air. Kiba got up and was ready to fight in moments. Unfortunately for Kiba, this also meant that he got punched in the stomach as soon as he got up. He was sent flying towards the wall. But instead of hitting the wall and creating a crater, Kiba landed on the wall with his feet. Then he used the momentum to propel himself forward at Naruto while using a jutsu. Man beat clone. "Fang over Fang," yelled Kiba. Akamaru then changed into an exact replica of Kiba. Except for one thing. He looked a lot more feral than the real Kiba did. Next, both of them started their Fang over Fang jutsu. They shot forwards at dangerous speeds while spinning in a tornado drill-like fashion. Naruto just smirked when he saw that he was cornered. He jumped into the air, right over Kiba and Akamaru as they sped right past him. Kiba landed on all fours as he came out of his jutsu. He growled and turned around in time to feel a fist hit him in the gut. He bent forwards as he coughed up blood. Then, with his other hand, Naruto performed an uppercut punch to Kiba's face. Kiba flew backwards into the wall. He growled and ran towards Naruto at top speeds while yelling, "Come on Akamaru!" Height then threw a smoke bomb to obscure Naruto's vision. Unfortunately for him, Naruto was able to smell him. Naruto just smiled and drew two kunai and charged at Kiba. Left downward slash. Upper right diagonal slash. Then, Naruto threw his kunai into the sleeves of Kiba's jacket. Up in the stands, everyone was mystified as to what was happening in the fight between Naruto and Kiba. But soon enough the smoke had cleared. Kiba was pinned against the wall, while Naruto started to say an incantation. Kakashi was floored. How in the world did Naruto beat Kiba? Kiba's taijutsu was the best of all the Jinan. Hado no Yan, Byakurai. Suddenly an arc of white light extended from Naruto's extended fingertips. Everyone expected the beam to stop at Kiba's skin. But, it went through Kiba's arm, creating a pool of blood. But the lighting bounced off the wall and hit the kunai, knocking it off the wall. "Ah! Goddamn you Naruto! I will murder you if it's the last thing I do. There's no way that a dope like you could defeat me so easily." "Get ready to be defeated," yelled Kiba. He ripped the other kunai out of his jacket. He then charged towards Naruto with the intent to kill. Naruto merely smiled. "Come get me if you can, mutt. You aren't ready to face me." With that, Naruto disappeared into thin air. When he reappeared behind Kiba, he had his sword drawn. Then, blood started to spurt out of Kiba as a cut appeared. It stretched from his bottom left hip to his top right shoulder. Kiba merely dropped unconscious from the loss of blood. "And that," whispered Naruto, "mutt, is why you don't mess with those who are stronger than you. If you couldn't take on Orochimaru, but I could, what made you think that you had the ability to defeat me? Foolish boy." Asuma nodded at Naruto, who just walked her back up the stairs to his waiting team. His sweat dropped when he saw the rest of the Jonin minus his own team staring intently at him. "What? I didn't do anything wrong, did I?" asked Naruto. Kakashi decided to elaborate for him. "Naruto, how the hell are you so strong? Even if Hayate trained you night and day, there's no way that you could have progressed that much in such a short amount of time. So the question on everybody's mind is, how the hell did you get so strong so fast?" "Ah. Well, I won't tell you how strong I really am. But I will show you a tip of the iceberg at the Chunin Exams tournament. You can ask my friends and sensei, but no one knows my true capabilities. I've never had a reason to show it. There is only one person right now that would get to see it in battle. That person is Natsume, the bane of my childhood. If I fight her during the Chunin Exams, I will show part of my true potential." "No one else," relied Naruto. Kakashi nodded begrudgingly. He got an answer, but it wasn't the answer that he wanted. Everyone looked down to see what the next match would be. The electronic board displayed the names Narashikamaru vs Kanata-kin. Let the match between Narashikamaru of the Leaf and Kanata-kin of the Sound begin. Shikamaru and Kin had jumped backwards so that they could examine each other. Then, Kin started throwing multiple senbon. Shikamaru he just dodged them. But, whenever he dodged them, he always received a cut on his cheek, as if she was channeling wind chakra into the senbon. But there wasn't even any chakra coating the senbon. He then heard a bell-like sound coming from behind him. He saw that instead of 2 senbon, there were 4. But how was that possible? He had only seen Kin throw 2 senbon at him. Unless, there were hidden senbon when the other 2 senbon were thrown. There also was a string attached to the senbon. That must be the key. Shikamaru looked at the senbon and back to his opponent and smiled. He could use his chakra to make sure that when he used his possession jutsu, it would be thin enough to look like it was the shadow of the strings attached senbon. All he needed to do was keep her talking long enough and make sure that she didn't notice his jutsu. "So," said Shikamaru, "how are you able to throw 4 senbon when there are obviously only 2 in your hands?" "So you caught on to that, did you?" asked the smirking Kin. Shikamaru nodded while he used his jutsu. He was at the point where he could use the jutsu without using any seals. "Well," replied Kin, "that is a trade secret. But you should know that I was letting you know that there was 2 more senbon. If I weren't trying to let you know that there was 2 more senbon, then I wouldn't have attached the bells to the senbon. So you should just give up." She smirked and went to reach for 2 more senbon, but found that she could move her arms at all. "What the hell did you do to me? Why can't I move my arms?" "Here," answered Shikamaru, "I'll let you see what your mistake." He made her look down to see the shadow of the string attached to her senbon. "You see, the shadow of your string shouldn't be seen at all. In fact, there wouldn't be any shadow with how high up it is." Kin's eyes widened as she realized her mistake. Shikamaru then drew some shuriken and kunai. "Let's see who can dodge these weapons, shall we?" Shikamaru then threw all the weapons. While at the same time, Kin also drew some kunai and shuriken, and then threw all of them. Both Shikamaru and Kin leaned backwards to dodge the projectiles. However, Kin hit the back wall and was pushed upwards where all the projectiles hit her in the head, knocking her unconscious. Shikamaru sighed and muttered something about troublesome sound ninja before releasing the jutsu on Kin. As he walked back upstairs, the electronic board started rolling. It read Tamari of the Sand vs Tenten of the Leaf. Both competitors walked down to the arena. Finally Asuma spoke. "Let the match between Tamari of the Sand vs Tenten of the Leaf begin." Tamari opened up her fan and swung it, throwing multitudes of wind waves at Tenten. Tenten jumped out of the way and started to throw many weapons at Tamari. But none of the weapons hit Tamari because she would always use the wind to blow her weapons away, making her attacks useless. Tenten contemplated her decisions, either fight to the very end and almost certainly lose, or give up now. She smiled and raised her hand. "Proctor, I give up. There's no possible way that I could win. I would only embarrass myself and get severely injured." Asuma nodded and declared Tamari the winner. The names once again started rolling. Dosakinda of the Sound vs Gara of the Sand. Both the mummy man and the sadistic sand chick descended to the arena. Let the match between Dosu of the Sound and Gaara of the Sand begin. Sand exploded from the gourd on Gaara's back. She weaved her hands in complicated patterns so that she could manipulate the sand in different ways. The sand raced towards Dosu, to trap him. Dosu jumped backwards out of the way while at the same time activating his sound gauntlet. Sound style, sound waves, shouted Dosu. After that, the sound waves caused the sand following Dosu to stop following him and collapse to the ground. Gaara narrowed her eyes, and started manipulating the sand again. But this time, it started crashing down onto Dosu like the ocean. Dosu tried again and again to stop the sand with his sound gauntlet, but he was unable to do so. However, once he was trapped in the sand coffin, Gaara used her most deadly jutsu, Sand Tsunami Burial. The sand around Dosu started to contract around him, crushing him into oblivion. On the outside of the coffin, blood splashed all over, signifying the death of Dosu. Well, said a shocked Asuma, Gaara of the Sand wins by the fact that Dosu of the Sound has just suffered a most painful death. Gaara merely smiled and walked back up the stairs to the stands while twirling her hair. The electronic board again started running. Hyuga Hinata vs Hyuga Neji. Both Shinon walked down, albeit Hinata walked a little more quickly than her cousin, Neji. Let the match between Neji of the Leaf and Hinata of the Leaf begin. Both fighters dropped into the standard gentle fist stance. They then ran at each other, trying to close each other's tenketsu points on each other. Vertical bar up in the stands. Vertical bar. Kurenai-sensei, said Shino, what kind of taijutsu style is that? That, Shino, is the gentle fist style. Unlike Lee and I, who use the iron fist style which deals damage to the body, the Hyuga style damages the inner body. The Hyuga use their Byakugan to see the tenketsu points on the body. Then they gather chakra in the hands and hit the tenketsu points, which can either open or close the tenketsu point. Unlike when protecting yourself against the iron fist style, you can't train your body to resist the style, replied Guy. This got Guy many open mouths. How could any style be that powerful? Vertical bar. Back in the battle. Vertical bar. Hinata, please don't make me hurt you. We both know that I'm stronger than you. Neji Nisan, please don't try to stop me from fighting. I will fight you to prove to the Hyuga clan that I am not useless. I will use a new style that no one has ever seen. Almost all Hyuga have an earth elemental affinity. I, however, am water. This means that I can't muscle my through the hits that other people deliver to me. Prepare to meet the water style gentle fist, yelled Hinata. She stretched her hands forward and spread it out. Water style, 8 trigrams, 64 protective palms, shouted Hinata. She charged Neji while creating a laser-like beams from her fingertips. Neji responded by using his defensive jutsu. Heavenly rotation, yelled Neji while spinning like a top and expelling chakra. Hinata just kept slashing away at the spinning chakra top. This went on for 5 minutes until Neji supposedly ran out of chakra. Hinata stopped after she got in 3 hits on him until he surprised her. You're in the range of my divination. 8 trigrams, 64 palms, said Neji. Then he went on to the offensive. 2 palms, 4 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms, 64 palms. After that, Hinata flew backwards while spinning in a circle towards the wall. Neji walked up to Hinata and said, "You did well, Hinata. You've proved to me that you can be very strong. You only lost because you allowed yourself to get overconfident. You did an incredible job, Hinata. You'll make a great kunoichi." Hinata to the proctor. Winner of this match is Hyuga Neji. The medics walked up to Hinata and put her onto a stretcher to take her to the hospital. The electronic board started rolling again. After it stopped rolling, it read Aburum Shino vs Kindazaku. Both fighters walked down to the arena. Asuma started the match. Let the match between Shino of the Leaf vs Zaku of the Sound begin. Zaku started throwing jutsu after jutsu at Shino. Sound decapitation waves, yelled Zaku. Zaku smirked when he saw that Shino wasn't getting out of the way. But his confidence proved to be misplaced when the Shino that he was about to kill dispersed into a cloud of bugs. He looked around to find Shino right behind him. You shouldn't have underestimated my abilities. Look around you. My bugs have surrounded you and will latch onto you and suck your chakra dry. Show me what you can do to stop it. Fine, sound decapitation waves. However, the jutsu wasn't working. This is because there were bugs in the holes that the jutsu came out of were being blocked by Shino's bugs. Due to this fact, the chakra in his arms started bouncing back and forth, causing his arms to explode and get ripped off from their joints. Ah! Screams Zaku, what the hell was that for? You didn't have to rip off my arms to win a bloody match. Arg. I submit. The winner of this match by forfeit is Kindazaku. The electronic board started rolling through the names again. The board showed the names Yamanka Ino of the Leaf versus Akato Karashi of the Grass. Let the match between Ino of the Leaf and Karashi of the Grass begin. Both fighters jumped backwards to analyze their opponents. Ino, being a mind walker, was able to identify whether her enemy could use elemental jutsu and what kind of element jutsu they are using. Karashi looked at Ino and was able to determine that she would probably be good at using a more flexible taijutsu style as well as maybe using some water jutsu. Ino initiated the fight. Water style, rapid torrent, yelled Ino as she shot multiple bullets of water, which in turn became rotating saws of doom. Karashi, however, was able to avoid getting hit by the blasts of water by using another jutsu. Earth style, earth wall, said a calm Karashi. A tall wall that extended from wall to wall rose up in front of the blast of water that Ino shot. However, Ino's jutsu surprised Kurahi so much that he was frozen in shock. Fire style, leaf sacred technique, 1000 years of death. Ino appeared right behind Karashi, and stuck her fingers up Karashi's ass. Karashi was shocked when Ino suddenly appeared behind him, but when Ino stuck her fingers up his ass, he felt very satisfied. However, the feeling disappeared when he landed on his face. What the hell? What kind of fire jutsu was that? You didn't gather any chakra for that attack. What the hell did you just do? Ino smiled and replied in a very sing-song voice that of course wasn't a jutsu. It was just a poke up your ass. I used it to surprise you for this next jutsu. Water style, swirling fist. Her fists and legs were surrounded in water that was swirling at the speed of a whirlpool. They then engaged in a taijutsu match with Ino gaining the upper hand due to the fact that most of her hits were enhanced by the water element. Then when she had broken Karashi's guard, she went in for the killing strike. Water style, decapitating whirlpool strike, yelled Ino as she drove her hand right into her opponent's face. She sent him flying into the stands. Winner of this match by knockout, Yamanka Ino of the Leaf. With that, the electronic board started spinning again for the next and final round of the preliminaries. The board read Akimichi Choji of the Leaf versus Rock Lee of the Leaf. However, before Choji could go down to the stadium, Naruto stopped to talk to him. "Choji," said Naruto with the utmost seriousness, "when you face Lee, never underestimate him. Although he can't use chakra, his taijutsu style utilizes the opening of the 8 inner gates. He will probably use the primary and reverse lotus." Choji widened his eyes then nodded in understanding. "I won't underestimate him." "Thank you for the warning, Naruto," said Choji as he walked down to the stadium. Asuma looked at both of them, as they got ready for the match. "The fight between Akimichi Choji and Rock Lee will now commence," said Asuma as he jumped out of the way. Then both rushed at each other to engage each other in a taijutsu. In the stands, however, Naruto frowned at the match as he saw Choji play into Lee's primary strength. Choji threw a punch while using his partial body expansion jutsu to maximize the damage. However, to Choji's surprise, Lee was able to not only stop his punch, but stop it with only a finger. Lee smiled and threw him into the arena wall. Choji got up and started weaving hand signs at a rapid rate. Earth style, earth bullet. Choji shot 5 bullets made of mud towards Lee at high speeds. Lee just jumped over 3 of the bullets, however as soon as he landed he got hit square in the chest, pushing him back into the wall. But he merely got up and smiled as if that was nothing. Choji's eyes widened when he saw Lee get up as if nothing had even happened. How was he supposed to win? GRR. Why the hell are my attacks not hurting him that much? I know that the Iron Fist taijutsu style uses huge amounts of strength, but this is insane. I could drop weights and release all my seals, but I'm not used to that drastic power increase yet. I'm going to have to try and use my Earth style taijutsu. The only problem is that I haven't mastered it completely. But it's my only chance to win this, thought Choji. "Okay," yelled Choji, "get ready to feel the wrath of my elemental taijutsu style. Meet the Earth Bone Breaker taijutsu style." In the stands Naruto's eyes widened. Choji was going to use his unfinished taijutsu style? Why do that when he could just unseal his resistance seals and chakra restrainers as well as dropping all of his weights? In the background he heard Kakashi mutter, "There's no such style. I would know after all I've seen or heard of almost all the Konoha taijutsu styles." Naruto turned to Kakashi with a huge smirk on his face. "Of course you wouldn't know, Kakashi," said Naruto as he nodded to Shikamaru as if saying he was going to tell them a secret. After all, that was a style that Choji created himself. In fact, all of Team Hayate has created his own taijutsu style. I don't know about Choji and Shikamaru, but I combined my parents' 2 taijutsu styles. Then I added the element lightning to it. However, I am planning on adding my other affinities, water and wind, to it as well." Kakashi's eyes widened. He looked at Naruto and Shikamaru and I smiled in an understanding way. "Ah. I see, said Kakashi with a huge eye smile, you made this up to draw attention to yourself and away from Natsume. However, you can stop it. We all know that you can't combine two styles without help. You're right, Kakashi. I couldn't do it without help. But I did have help. The Yamanka, Akimichi, and Nara clans helped me with it. Not you, my father's student, not you Agwo, my mother's student. No, it was someone who didn't even know my parents on a personal level. In return I helped their children begin the elemental manipulation. In a battle of raw lightning, I am the best out all the Genin. Even Sasuke couldn't beat me in elemental manipulation. But let's see how Choji does in his fight with his new taijutsu style. Back in the arena, Choji had already gathered earth chakra around him. He snapped his eyes open to show a dark brown that burned with rage instead of the usual light brown that showed compassion and kindness. Okay Lee, said Choji, as he got ready to launch himself at Lee, get ready to be defeated. He jumped towards Lee. Lee expected to be able to dodge the blow and throw a devastating punch to Choji's head and finish him in one blow. But when he dodged, earth erupted out of the ground, hit Lee in the stomach. Choji then delivered another devastating punch to his stomach and a heavy kick into the side of his face. Both hits were accompanied with the earth coming out of the ground and hitting Lee in the stomach and face, leaving him with serious injuries. Lee decided that it was time to bring out his first ace in the hole. He disappeared from where he was standing and reappeared right in front of Choji. He delivered an uppercut kick to Choji's face. As Choji flew into the air, Lee jumped right behind him and his bandages started to wrap around Choji. He started spiraling downwards at extreme velocities while yelling, "Primary Lotus." After the smoke cleared, Lee was sitting there as if he was completely useless. Choji, unfortunately, was knocked out cold. Sarutobi Asuma stepped forward to proclaim who had won. Winner of this match by knockout is Rock Lee. Okay everyone, the Hokage yelled, get down here. We have to decide the fights now. Anko, here has a box full of tickets. Each one has a number on it. You will draw numbers to decide who will fight whom. They all stepped forward to draw a number. After they had all drawn numbers, they all stepped forwards when called. The matchups were then put on paper and shown to everyone. It was then like this. Chunin Finals. Naruto/Natsume, Sasuke/Gaara, Neji/Lee, Temari/Shikamaru, Kankuro/Shino. Okay, Minato said as he looked around to all the Genin. You all have 1 month to prepare for the Chunin exams. Everyone looked at him weirdly. One of the Genin who raised his hand asked, why a month? And if the final task is a tournament, does that mean only one person gets promoted? Good question. I'm giving you a month to prepare so that you can perfect your skills, learn some more jutsu. This way you'll have an edge over your opponents. The Chunin exams may be set up in a tournament style, but anyone can be promoted. Also there'll be people who are looking for what is the best village to employ. Good luck. Everyone but my children are dismissed. After all the other Genin had left, Minato got up and went over to his son. Naruto, you are showing great promise as a shinobi. I have asked that Jiraiya train you for the Chun, Minato stated before he was interrupted. No way in hell will I train with any one of the 3 bumbling buffoon ninjas. I already asked Asuma to give me the monkey scroll to sign, as it was Monkey King Emna's idea that I become the next summoner of the monies. But after that I will be training outside of this village. So don't even try make me train with Jiraiya. Oh and Natsume, I'll see you in the ring in a month. Good day to you Hokage-sama, replied Naruto in a pissed-off voice. He then walked through the doors and slammed them shut, but not before glaring at Minato in a hateful way. This shocked both Natsume to no end. Why would Naruto call Minato Hokage-sama when it was unnecessary for him to call him that? Tosan, why does Naruto always shut us out like that? It's not like we did anything that horrible to him, asked Natsume. Oh, you are so wrong, Natsume. We have wronged him in the most dreadful way. You have been mean to him in a very dreadful way by saying that we didn't care. Kushina and I wronged him by neglecting him in favor of your training, replied Minato. Natsume's eyes widened and she nodded. Okay Tosan. But I have a question. Since you can't train me, who will train me? I will get Jiraiya to train you instead. I think he also can start you on summoning toads. Natsume nodded and started walking to the doors that Naruto had just slammed, then went home to get ready for her own training with Jiraiya. The next morning, Naruto got up to find Sarutobi Asuma, the holder of the monkey contract, but not the monkey summoner. He put on all of his ninja gear and strapped his sword to his back. He went down, said good morning to Haku and left the house. On his way to the place that Asuma had told him to meet him, Naruto worked on chakra control exercises such as balancing a kunai on his fingers and 3 leaves on his forehead. When he got to the training field 27, he was suddenly attacked by a figure in black and with no headband. Wind style, pressure damage jutsu, yelled the figure as weaved many hand seals. Naruto's eyes widened as he used his chakra to protect him from the attack. Naruto then ran at the figure while weaving his own hand seals. Water style, pressure bullet jutsu, yelled Naruto as he shot 3 bullets of highly pressurized bullets of water at the figure in black. However, the figure in black just jumped over the 3 water bullets with practiced ease. The figure then started weaving hand seals and initiated his own personal combo jutsu. Fire and wind style, fire tornado jutsu, yelled the figure in black. He then threw a miniature tornado, which soon enlarged to become a 50-feet tornado. He then shot a stream of fire at the tornado, creating a most feared weapon. The Tornado of Doom. The tornado started tearing a path of destruction towards Naruto. Naruto decided to pull out his own combos. Water style, Water Dragon Jutsu, Wind style, Wind Dragon Jutsu, yelled as he threw 2 dragons, one of water and one of wind at the tornado, which effectively cancelled out both the fire and wind parts of the jutsu. He then followed up with a lightning-enhanced punch to his opponent's gut. The punch paralyzed his opponent. He then removed the mask of his opponent. He was shocked to see that his opponent was his new sensei, Sarutobi Asuma. "Asuma-sensei, why were you attacking me?" asked Naruto in confusion. "I thought you were supposed to be teaching me, not trying to kill me." Asuma smiled and answered, "Naruto, the reason that I attacked you was to gauge your skill. Now, I will teach you to summon the Monkey Clan." But Naruto was sure that he also heard Asuma mutter, "Stupid Monkey King. I'm just as good as Naruto." Naruto and nodded started to pay attention. "Okay Naruto," said Asuma as he grabbed a scroll that was lying near a tree. "Here's the scroll for the monkeys. First, sign it in blood. Then try to summon the Monkey King." Naruto nodded and took the scroll from Asuma. He then opened it and bit his hand so that he would be able to sign the monkey contract scroll. After he signed the contract, Naruto performed the necessary hand seals, then he gathered enough chakra to summon the Monkey King. The Monkey King appeared in a cloud of smoke. "Who summons me? It better not be you, Asuma. You didn't pass my test of defeating me. And no, I won't tell you why you failed even though you managed to cut me," roared Enma the Monkey King. "That would be me, Enma-sama. I am the one who summoned you. You wanted to take me on as a summoner, from what Jiraiya told me," answered Naruto as he stepped forward. Enma looked down at the child that stood before him. In him he saw the distinguishing features of Minato. The long, messy, uncontrollable blonde hairstyle of Minato was reflected on the child in front of him. He also had Minato's fire of determination in his eyes. Naruto however had another trait that neither of his parents possessed. He could see the strong intellect that no child his age should possess. Yet, the child before him did indeed possess a keen intellect. "Ah, I do remember telling Jiraiya to make you my summoner. I hope that I made a smart decision. I, Enma the Monkey King, declare Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto my summoner. Call me at any time." Later. Then Enma disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Naruto smiled and turned to Asuma to see what they were doing next. "Well, since it seems that you got both chakra control and wind chakra control down, I'm going to train you in the use of wind trench knives," said Asuma as he threw Naruto a pair of trench knives and a scroll. "First, study this scroll tonight. Tomorrow, we'll practice this fighting style." Naruto nodded and went back home to study the scroll. Vertical bar Hokage's mansion. Vertical bar. As soon as he entered the Hokage's mansion, Naruto went to the kitchen. As soon as Naruto got to the kitchen, Naruto saw Haku making lunch. "Hey Haku-ne-chan. How are you doing today?" asked Naruto as he came into the kitchen. "I'm doing great Atoto. How was your new sensei?" asked Haku as she served Naruto and herself lunch. "He was great. He gave me a summoning contract as well as some scrolls on the trench knife style. After lunch can I show you a jutsu that I've been working on?" "Sure, Atoto. I'd love that. But how you like my cooking? Is the food any good?" "Good? This food is great. You could pass as a gourmet chef with this kind of cooking." "What is it?" "It is tempura and fried rice with soy sauce on the side." "But it's not that good?" "No, it's better." "Your cooking is really good," replied Naruto as he finished his lunch. He went to put his dishes in the sink. "Come on Ne-chan, let's go to the training ground in the back so that I can show you what I've been working on." Haku nodded her consent and followed Naruto to the back of the house. When they got to the back of the house, Naruto held out his hand. Then suddenly chakra started to gather in the center of his hand in the form of a sphere. Then it started spinning like a whirlwind. Then, Naruto ran at a tree and slammed the sphere against a tree. "Rasengan!" yelled Naruto as the Rasengan ground the tree to bits. Meanwhile, Haku stood there in shock. Naruto just used one of the fourth's moves perfectly. Her Atoto was a freaking, bloody, prodigal genius. "So Ne-chan," said Naruto as he turned around to face Haku, How was that? Was that at least half the power of a fourth Rasengan? Haku could do nothing but nod dumbly. Naruto at his age was able to produce a Rasengan that was half the power of the fourth Rasengan. Hirutoto was freaking awesome. "Nei-san, I have to go. Iruka-sensei wanted to see me about my final lightning manipulation lesson today." "Later," said Naruto as he brought Haku out of her thoughts. She nodded, started her own wind manipulation training. She wanted to be able to use wind jutsu just as well she could use water jutsu. She smiled as she started to cut a leaf with only wind chakra. Vertical bar training ground 10 vertical bar. "Hey Iruka-sensei," yelled Naruto as he ran up to Iruka, "so what are we doing today?" "Hello Naruto. Today, I will teach you the strongest lightning technique I know. It is called lightning style, white lightning. This jutsu can kill a man on the first strike if used properly. But there could be a more powerful version of this technique if one was able to channel raw lightning through his or her body. Unfortunately, you would also have to have insane healing powers to survive. First, you have to channel the lightning chakra through your body towards your fingers. Then you use a burst of chakra so that you can shoot the lightning out of your fingers. Give it a go." Naruto nodded and started channeling the lightning chakra towards his fingers. Next he used a burst of chakra to expel the lightning at the tree he was aiming at. "Great job, Naruto. Well, I have nothing to teach you about lightning. But if you want I could teach you about fire," said Iruka with a smile. "Nah. I'll stick with wind, water, and lightning. Thanks Iruka-sensei. I got to go home and practice some trench knife kata. Later Iruka-sensei." Naruto then body flickered back home to practice. First he started on pumping the wind chakra into the blades. After the chakra appeared, he shaped it so that they would be long enough for his use. Next, he went through the practice kata for the trench knives fighting style. He didn't notice his family gathering around when he started his practice, but when he stopped his practice and saw them all there he was very surprised. "What the hell are you all staring at? It's not like any of you but Hakune-san care. I'll be inside." He was about to walk into the house when Natsumoya and Kushina called out to him, "Naruto, come back here. We do care about you. We just made a small mistake." "Just a small mistake? What are you dumb? You neglected me for 12 years. You have never cared about me until I started to become a strong ninja. I'm going to bed." He stormed into the house to his room so that he could get some rest for training tomorrow. Vertical bar in Naruto's Mindscape. Vertical bar. "Hello Naruto. It's been a while since all of us conversed. Kami and I were starting to think that you weren't coming back here, until you got into a sticky situation. During these nightly meetings, Kami will be transferring her knowledge of all water, lightning and wind jutsu. This includes jutsu that have been lost to time. Rariki will be teaching you more about using him in battle. Yami and I will not be teaching you anything until after the Chunin exams." "Well, Kami has stuff to teach you, later," said Jubbi as he disappeared into thin air. Yami and Kami smiled at him and left as well. "Okay Naruto, Kami and I have decided on a training schedule. We will be switching off every other day. Today is my turn to train you. In addition to learning how to wield me and training for Bankai, we'll be working on the demon arts, Kido. Okay. Right now I'm going to take a human form. Then we'll do battle with only our Zanpakuto." As soon as he had finished speaking, Rariki then transformed into a human. He wore a regular Jounin uniform. He had long electric blue hair with white streaks. Both his hand and feet looked like dragon claws made out of lightning. His eyes were electric blue with lightning-shaped eyebrows. However, his most distinguishing feature was his smile. His smile looked like a ninja who was about to attack a very useless ninja in Mortal Kombat. He was going to destroy them. "Alright then, let's go Rariki-sensei. Let the battle begin." With that, Naruto shot forwards to attack Rariki at Chunin level speeds. As he slashed upwards, Rariki countered with a downward slash directed at Naruto's head. Naruto responded by ducking underneath Rariki's slash to his head. As he came up, he swung the sword in a diagonal slash, effectively drawing the fist blood in their little fight. Next he started unleashing the special attacks of his Zanpakuto as jumped into the air. "Strike of the Heavenly Dragon," roared Naruto from the air. As he swung his sword downwards, a 50-foot dragon made of lightning acted downwards towards Rariki. Rariki responded by releasing his own Strike of the Heavenly Dragon attack. The two dragons met in the middle, each struggling for dominance. But as quickly as it began, Rariki's dragon began to crush through Naruto's lightning dragon. Naruto channeled chakra into his blade to prevent as much damage as possible. Then he attempted to stop the lightning dragon that was racing at him. But as he was blocking, he suddenly saw how to use another move of Rariki. "Body of the Heavenly Dragon," yelled Naruto as he stabbed his sword into the ground, creating a sphere of lightning surrounding Naruto, preventing the Dragon of Lightning from fatally injuring him. Yet he still received minor injuries. Rariki smiled at Naruto. Good job, Naruto. You have succeeded in unlocking the defensive capabilities of your Zanpakuto. Now let's see how good you are with using the skills of Kido. Hado number 90, Black Coffin, said Rariki complimenting Naruto. Naruto nodded in appreciation and responded with his own Kido. Hado number 88, Flying Dragon Striking Heaven Shaking Thunder Cannon. The blast of lightning fired immediately. Thankfully, the Hado cancelled out the number 90 Hado spell. Next, yelled Naruto as he pointed his pointer and index hand at Rariki, Bakuto number 4, Crawling Rope. A bright yellow rope extended from Naruto's two extended fingers and wrapped itself around Rariki. Rariki struggled to get himself out. But to no avail, he just couldn't break the damn Bakuto. Naruto then sped towards Rariki and punctured where his heart should have been. But instead of puncturing his heart, Naruto's sword only went through Rariki as if he weren't there. Rariki smiled at Naruto. Very good, Naruto. You have mastered the art of Dragon Kenjutsu. Now, I want you to rest. Tomorrow Kami will train you in the way of using your wind, water, and lightning in combination. You'll probably be training in combining lightning and water to create storm element. Kami told me that she wanted you to also practice channeling lightning chakra into your trench knives in addition to the wind element. Good night. Rariki then disappeared into thin air just like Jubbi. Naruto then exited his mindscape and fell into a deep sleep. He left the next morning at 6 o'clock to meet his sensei at Training Ground 27, but when he got there, he couldn't see his sensei at all. He decided to just practice with his trench knives. However, instead of just channeling wind chakra into the trench knives, he channeled lightning into one and wind into the other. He then went through the practice kata for trench knives fighting style. Once he had gotten his chakra knives at a long enough length, he started going through the motions. After about 2 hours of practice, his prowess with the trench knives was finally at the level of an intermediate knife user. About an hour later, Asuma approached Training Ground 27 to see his student practicing hard so that he could eventually master the art of the trench knives. He was about to calmly walk in and surprise Naruto when he heard a voice behind him. Hello Asuma-sensei. You weren't planning on scaring me half to death, were you? Naruto asked this question while pointing his trench knives at Asuma's special area. No. I was just going to say hello to you. By the way, your skill with the trench knives has improved drastically. But, I don't think that you were channeling wind chakra into both of the knives. If my analysis is correct, then you were channeling lighting chakra into one, while wind into the other one. But other than that, I have nothing to teach you other than having you get more battle experience. This style was made to be learned easily. How long have you practiced it? About 3 to 5 hours studying the kata and how to execute the moves. Then I practiced about 3 hours this morning. Why? Is it too little time? No Naruto, that was more than enough time. In fact, I did less time when I became an intermediate user. After that I just needed battle experience to help me better myself. I think that's all you need now. I would suggest practicing against your older sister when she receives Zabuza's sword. I believe that she is familiar with using that sword. I would suggest asking her later tonight. As final congratulations for becoming an intermediate user, I will teach you a wind-style jutsu. However, I will only be teaching you the theory. It's wind-style, wind sword. The theory is relatively easy. All you have to do is manipulate the wind in your hand to look like a sword. Naruto was ecstatic at learning the wind sword jutsu, but this jutsu in particular was interesting because it wasn't a jutsu that he could replicate without knowing the theory behind the jutsu. In addition, the jutsu was one of the many wind jutsu that he could not find in the Namikaze library. However, Asuma was able to learn it because one of the 12 Sand Guardians taught him the theory as thanks for saving his life, but even he couldn't use the jutsu for that long. So far, there has been no master of the wind sword. Some sand ninja were able to create a sword out of wind for a few seconds, but not longer than that. Thank you Asuma-sensei. I promise you that I'll have the jutsu down by the time the Chunin exams come around. Very well. If you can master this jutsu by the time of the Chunin exams, I will take you on as a single student. Johnny, said Asuma as he disappeared into a cloud of smoke. Naruto then went home to practice for the Chunin exams. When he got home, he started practicing his Rasengan. Now instead of trying to make a fast-forming Rasengan, he was trying to add the wind element to his Rasengan. However, when he tried to add it to the Rasengan, it destabilized the Rasengan, causing it to explode in his hand, giving him terrible injuries. However, Naruto wasn't discouraged. He kept practicing for 5 hours. At the end of the 5 hours, he was able to make a stable Rasengan with the wind element added to it. He was now ready to test it against a regular Rasengan. Hey Tosan, said Naruto as Minato came back from work. "Can you do something for me?" "Sure Naruto. What is it?" "I want to test a new Rasengan against a normal Rasengan. So can you help with that?" "Sure. We can do it right now if you want." Naruto smiled and nodded excitedly at Minato. "Yes. Let's do it right now." So Minato and Naruto walked over to the Namikaze training grounds. He then formed a Rasengan. Meanwhile, Naruto formed the Rasengan while at the same time adding the wind element to it. "Okay Tosan, let's do this. Wind style, Rasengan." Minato's eyes widened when he heard what the variation of the Rasengan was called. His son had added his elemental affinity to the Rasengan. Something that even he, the Ondaime Hokage, still couldn't do. "Okay Naruto, let's see what that Rasengan of yours can do. Come at me with everything that you have," said Minato as he charged towards Naruto. "Oh, I intend to," said Naruto as he charged at his father. As the two Rasengans fought for dominance, Naruto and Minato could feel what the other was feeling. In Naruto there was loneliness. Naruto felt the emotion of loneliness because he felt that his parents would rather have a trained Bijuu daughter than a regular son. Minato was feeling regret. Minato was regretting ever abandoning Naruto like he did. It was at that moment that Naruto's wind style, Rasengan, started to dominate the battle of the Rasengans. After about a minute, Naruto's Rasengan tore through Minato's Rasengan. The wind Rasengan then hit Minato straight in the chest. He felt the blades of wind attack the center of his chest, leaving a horrible injury there. It also sent him crashing into a tree about 15 feet behind him. "Whoa, that was a strong Rasengan. You've finished the Rasengan and done things with it that I could not even begin to comprehend. You've progressed far. If you keep this up, then you'll eventually become stronger than I ever could hope to become. Let's go home to eat before your mother chews me out for being late to dinner and getting injured," said Minato as he got up from the ground. He then flashed himself and Naruto back home. But as soon as he got back, he got the pleasure of listening to Kushina chew him out for being late as well as getting injured. Naruto just left to go help Haku, who was setting up the table. "Hey Haku-ne-chan," Naruto said as he helped Haku set up the table, "have you gotten your sword back from Tenten?" "Sorry Itoto, but no I haven't. You'll be the first one to know when I get it back. But if you want I can still practice with the regular Zanbentu. It just won't be the same as when I use Zabuza's sword," said Haku as they set the table. "Thank Haku-ne-chan. I would like that very much. It would also give me a good chance to practice my new jutsu. The wind style, wind sword. But let's eat now before Arimoto comes home. I don't want to deal with all the drama and how she thinks she's the queen of the world." Haku smiled at this and nodded. So together they ate together and had a good time together before Natsumoy came home. They both went to bed at around 8:30 p.m. Haku fell into a peaceful sleep while Naruto visited his mindscape once again. Vertical bar Naruto's mindscape vertical bar. "Okay Naruto," said Kami as Naruto appeared in his mindscape. "Due to the fact that I gave you the ability to have godly control over lightning, wind, and water, we will be working on moves that allow you to tap into the worldly unlimited supply of lightning, wind and water. First, you must learn how to tap into the worldly resources. Call the wind to your hand without using chakra to form it. Call it." Naruto nodded. He thought as hard as he could to have it come to his hand. He used his very will to call it to him. However, it wasn't any of those emotions that called the wind to his hand. It was the fact that he could feel the wind coming to his hand. That emotion was the reason why he was able to call the wind from the sky to him. But when the wind came to him, the wind was so much that he was unable to control it all. "Naruto! Stop! You're going out of control," yelled Kami. But it was too late already. Naruto had lost control and wind was just whipping around at infrequent intervals. Kami then did the only thing that she thought could stop Naruto. She knocked him unconscious, halting their training for the night. About 2 hours later, Naruto got up with a huge headache. "Hey! Why the hell do I have this massive headache? And shouldn't I be training with Kami-san?" "Yes you should be. Though from what we saw tonight, I think that we need a lot more work before we should try to summon wind until you have a little more control over the wind element. I think we should devote the rest of the night to combining water and lightning to create the storm element. First concentrate on having a certain amount of water chakra in your right hand. Got it? Good. Now you'll have to put the same amount of wind chakra in your left hand as the amount you have in your right hand. Once you have achieved the balance between the two chakras, put your hands together in the bird hand seal and try to create a dragon out of the storm element." Naruto nodded and did the required steps needed to make the storm element. He pushed and pulled on the element that was in his hand to get a feel of what the element felt like. Then after that, he pushed the chakra outside of his body to make it take on the form of a majestic dragon. Naruto then had the dragon fly at a target board that conveniently appeared about 100 feet away. The dragon, while not being able to destroy the target, was able to severely chip the board around the edges and give the inner part of the target lasting burns. Naruto smiled in delight. He had finally harnessed the storm element. "Did you see that, Kamikaze-san? I was able to harness the storm element." "Yes, my little dragon, I did see it. You have done well. But we must continue. I will now give you a jutsu to master. I will tell you what it does and how to do it, but not the hand seals. First, you condense a huge amount of storm chakra in front of you. Next, you let the chakra arc away in different directions. After that, the chakra goes into a straight line, hitting its multiple targets or single target. Now go figure out how to use this jutsu. You go to bed as soon as you figure out this jutsu." So for the next 2 hours, Naruto spent it trying to use different hand seals to create this jutsu. At the end of the second hour, however, he was able to figure it out. Naruto asked his Kasan to create numerous targets to use his new move on. "Are you ready, Kamikaze-san? Here I come." Naruto then started to weave hand seals at an incredible pace. Storm style, storm circus. A huge amount of white storm chakra condensed right in front of Naruto's outstretched hands. They then arced in different directions and went into a straight line. Each chakra arc found its own target and demolished the target to pieces. "Well, Kamikaze-san, how did I do? Was it good enough?" Kami stepped up to Naruto and hugged him to pieces. "Yes, Naruto, that was more than good enough. You met my expectations and above. You have made me the happiest Kasan in the whole wide world. Go to bed now. You'll need your sleep so that you'll be able to practice with Yune-chan." "Thank you, Kasan. Good night." With that, Naruto disappeared from his mindscape and fell back into his body. Within a few minutes he was fast asleep in the world of dreams, where no one can ever harm you. The next morning, Naruto got up at 7 o'clock in the morning and trained until 10 when he had to meet Choji and Shikamaru. Vertical Bar Village, barbecue restaurant. Vertical Bar. "Hey Shika, wonder what's taking Naruto so long to get here? He's usually on time." "Troublesome Choji. You realize that he's probably training his ass off to get ready for the tournament. Especially because of who he's facing in the first round. He's probably late due to his training again." "Why would the first person in the tournament motivate him to train so much? I mean, I know he wants to become Chunin, but this is extreme." "Choji, he's like this because he's going to have the chance to utterly destroy Natsume in front of his parents. This will be the ultimate humiliation to his parents. They have focused so much on Natsume while they gave Naruto absolutely no training whatsoever. By beating her in front of them he will show them that he can become better than them without any training whatsoever. This is why he is training to the extreme." "But enough of this talk, here he comes," replied Shikamaru. They saw Naruto running up to them in just hangout clothes, without a single piece of shinobi material on him. "Hello, Bum Chomper. How's it going with your training, Bum Chomper?" said Naruto as he came up to them panting. "Great. But can we not talk about training for today? Can we just relax while we are having lunch today? Besides, I feel like I could go for 20 of those pork rib specials," said a grinning Choji. Naruto nodded his consent. "Great, then my friends, let us go eat until our stomachs have been satisfied. Today's meal is all on me. Don't you dare object, Naruto." "We are your friends, and friends look out for each other," said Choji as soon as he saw Naruto beginning to object to it. As they walked inside, they saw Natsume and Sasuke eating there as well. Naruto silently asked Choji if he could get them a table as far away from them. They then ate heartily. As Choji had proclaimed earlier, he ate 20 pork rib specials. Naruto almost met Choji with only 15 goat rib specials. Shikamaru didn't come close with only 2 beef rib specials. However, as soon as they parted ways, his sister confronted Naruto. "So what do I owe you the pleasure this time?" asked Naruto as he saw Natsume confront him. "You can answer me by telling me why you've insulted Jiraiya-sensei. He's a brilliant ninja." "True, he is a very brilliant ninja. However, what he does at the bathhouses is just wrong." "What do you mean by that? Jiraiya-sensei would never do anything wrong at the bathhouses." "Oh, how wrong you are, dear sister. Your so-called sensei peeps on women in the bathhouse. But also, your sensei wasn't even good enough to check up on you or train you up until now." "Why? He hasn't had the time because he is watching Orochimaru's every move and writing the porn books that your sensei reads," replied Naruto. Natsume's eyes widened at this statement. Her eyes understood, but she was still in denial of all the facts about her new sensei. "Fine, but why do you resist our attempts to make up for our past mistakes? Why? Why should I let you back into my life? I've done fine without you for 9 years. Another 9 won't make a difference." This conversation The next time we talk will be when we meet at the Chunin Exams tournament in 25 days. Get ready, for I will destroy you unlike any other before. With that, Naruto body flickered away to train for the tournament. For the next 20 days, Naruto worked on summoning the raw elements of lightning and wind at will at night, while working on perfecting his swordsmanship skills, Kido, and wind jutsus during the day. Then, for the next 3 days, he and Haku sparred continuously for 15 hours every day. On the day of the tournament, Haku was excused from her jounin duties so that she could watch Naruto fight. Okay everyone, my name is Sarutobi Asuma and I will be the proctor for today's tournament. Everyone look at the tournament schedule so you know who you're facing. Asuma held out a piece of paper with the listings of the matches. Uzumaki Namikaze Natsume vs Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto. Uchiha Sasuke vs Sabaku no Gaara. Hyuga Neji vs Rock Lee. Sabaku no Tamari vs Nara Shikamaru. Sabaku no Kankuro vs Aburum Shino. Everyone nodded. They understood whom they were facing in the first round of the Chunin Exams final. Well then, said Asuma as he grabbed the battle lineup schedule and rolled it up. Will all fighters except Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto and Uzumaki Namikaze Natsume go up to the fighter's box? All the fighters except Naruto nodded and cleared the arena. Then, let the battle between Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto and Uzumaki Namikaze Natsume begin. With that, Asuma jumped out of the way to let the fighters have the space for their fight. Well, Naruto, let's see just exactly what you can do other than sealing jutsu. I bet you can't even do a simple jutsu. Take this. Water style. Gunshot jutsu. Natsume shot off a shot of water at Naruto. She expected Naruto just to dodge. But what she didn't expect was for Naruto to use Kido. Bakudo number 81, Splitting Void. Suddenly a pale, transparent wall appeared in between Naruto and Natsume. Naruto then activated Anther Bakudo from behind his wall. Bakudo number 21, Red Smoke Escape. Suddenly a cloud of smoke obscured Naruto from view. Natsume searched high and low, but she couldn't find him until he spoke from behind her. Lightning Style, Paralysis Jutsu. As Natsume was turning around, her entire body was paralyzed. As she started to channel her chakra into lightning of the opposite nature, Naruto backed up and used another jutsu. Wind Cyclone of Lightning. The jutsu combined a wind style, pressure damage with a lightning style, false darkness. The ensuing tornado started dripping up the land as it made its way to Natsume. However, she was prepared for it. She countered with a fire and wind combo jutsu. Fire style, Fire Cyclone. Wind style, Wind Cyclone. The two jutsu collided. However, Naruto's jutsu overpowered Natsume because it contained more chakra than Natsume's fire and wind cyclone. Natsume then received multiple cuts along her arms, as well as being electrified on her arms. She jumped backwards to gain some distance between herself and Naruto while at the same time channeling the Kyubbi's chakra into her arms to heal them. Alright, Naruto, you want a full-up battle, you got it. I shall use my true swordsmanship skills. Then she unsealed two seals from a small scroll. These are my swords. They are the heirlooms of the Uzumaki clan. What? I should have received them. I am the oldest, and therefore receiver of all the heirlooms of our family. Not that I care. We shall settle this with a sword fight. Naruto then brought out a wooden sword handle. Ha, you think a wooden sword handle will be able to stand up to the whirlpool swords? These swords can slice through titanium. I hope that you have something better than that. Well, if you think that my sword is not good enough, by all means attack me. But be prepared to lose. Very well. Let's go. Natsume charged at Naruto, swinging both swords at him. But he just raised his sword handle to block it, as if there were a blade coming out of it. Surprisingly, both blades were stopped by what seemed to be an invisible blade. Vertical bar up in the fighter stance. Vertical bar. What? How the hell did he stop that blade with just a sword handle? Asked Kankuro. Sasuke, said Shikamaru, could you use your Sharingan to see if there is a blade coming out of the sword handle? Sasuke nodded and activated his Sharingan. What he saw surprised all of them. There indeed was a blade coming out of Naruto's sword handle. But it wasn't just a blade of chakra. It was a blade composed of wind. Invisible wind. Whoa, breathed Tamari, he must be pretty skilled to be able to do that. My sensei can't sustain a wind sword for that long. And even then, there has to be a gust of wind. He can't just make wind sword right then and there, like your friend Naruto. He truly is gifted. Yes. He is. In taijutsu, no Jonin or Chunin can beat him. In ninjutsu he is a genius. In kenjutsu he is a master. In fuinjutsu, he is at the 4th level. However, he can't use genjutsu. Even with his great chakra control, it's impossible for him to use it. He can only dispel all genjutsu. but I know that he also has learned a new style of fighting. He's learned the trench knives fighting style. But while he is a genius at ninjutsu, kenjutsu is his area of expertise. Not even Natsumoi or Tenten, the village's weapon expert, could face Naruto in a kenjutsu match and win, said Choji. Vertical bar. Back in the arena. Vertical bar. Naruto and Natsumoi flew apart after their long sword exchange. Natsumoi, call out the Kyubbi's power. You can't win without it. Are you really that arrogant? Fine, but when you lose, don't come crying to me. Then the fox cloak started to appear. Fox ears popped out of her head. 9 swishing tails emerged from her tailbone. Her nails turned to claws. Now get ready, Naruto. We fight. Kyubbi and I against you. You're outmatched. I have an infinite amount of chakra. You don't. You're right. I don't have an infinite amount of chakra. I'll have to use one of my hidden powers. Then Naruto put away his sword handle. Then, he drew his sword. If you can push me, I'll show you something interesting. So come at me with all you have. Tail of the Celestial Dragon, yelled Naruto as he swung his sword in a downward slash. Then a giant arc of lightning spiritual energy leapt from the blade. Natsumoi looked at the attack in fear. At the last second she used a blocking jutsu. Fox style, defensive kitsune. Then a fox-like barrier formed in front of Natsumoi, taking the brunt of the damage. The damage that she did take was healed by the fox's chakra. So, you were able to survive that attack. Impressive. Let us continue this fight. You will not be able to beat me, no matter how hard you try. Oh yeah, well we'll see about that. Fire style, kitsune fire, yelled Natsumoi. Then she created 9 foxes out of fire and sent them to fetter Naruto. However, Naruto was able to dodge them quite easily. He then extinguished them with his own technique. Water style, water wolves, said Naruto calmly. Then 9 wolves of water went and attacked the foxes, while Naruto dealt with Natsumoi. She however had disappeared from view. When he looked behind him, he saw her finishing a set of hand seals. Uzumaki sealing style, gravity seal. Then Naruto fell down due to the amount of gravity. He smirked. Well Natsumoi, said Naruto as he stood up, you are good enough for me to have to release my sword. Now strike the celestial heavens, Rariki. Suddenly, a dragon of lightning emerged from Naruto's blade. Also, his sword transformed. It gained a lightning bolt blade that was attached to the hilt by a chain. Now Natsumoi, you face the true power of my sword. Meet Rariki. Then he swung his sword and the dragon of lightning raced towards Natsumoi. The end result, a large explosion. When the dust cleared, Natsumoi stood there unharmed. Well then, let's see which is stronger, the dragon of your sword or the Kyubbi's chakra. That's the end guys. If you enjoyed then make sure to leave a comment. This is Chaos Shinobi signing off.